All right, ladies and germs. Weird setup for the Tim Tszyu versus Tony Harrison fight because Showtime is electing to not actually show the undercard, which is unfortunate. I didn't realize that till today that they weren't going to show the undercard. I actually wanted to see Tim's brother, Nikita Tszyu. I wanted to see Chanel Dargan, featherweight from Australia. A mixed bag in her record, but I've seen her fights and they're often entertaining. She's an action fighter. Unfortunately, they didn't show the fight in America. They got a Mel Gibson movie on. Mel's fairly old in the movie, which tells me that the movie is recent. And yeah, yo, Michael Giles, what it do? I vote in the building. Bop in the building. I'm gonna get everybody on here. I want to get everybody's predictions before the actual fight starts. Apparently, they're only showing the main event, which is very unusual to do things that way. You would think they would at least show, let's say, 3 fights, But I'd wager that they don't feel that those fights with those fighters who don't fight on their network, not necessarily, they figure that they're not going to bother because people are not familiar with those fighters and they won't watch. That's what I think their logic is, even though I still don't think it's sound logic. If you have the Showtime platform, if you're subscribed to them, you are accustomed to seeing boxing matches on a Saturday night, or you should be. They've been in the game for a little over 20 years, I believe, 29, I think. And that doesn't give you a sense of continuity. If anything, it communicates a sense of instability, that you're literally only showing one fight, one lone fight, just the main event. Wow, What it do, Luis Bonilla? Que lo que, manín? Roman, Candace, what it do? What it do? What it do, Candace? Gary in the building. I also want to say I love Chanel Dargan. She's fucking hot. And yeah, it is what it is. Very strange stuff, man. Tony Yoka, man. I know a lot of you guys out there have a lot to say about Tony Yoka. Jose, que lo que, manín? Rafa. And yo, man, yeah, Tony Yoka. Wow, bro. His whole career is just unraveling before our eyes. I want to say that ever since that ban for skipping out on those anti-doping tests many years ago, Tony Yoka never tested positive for a banned substance. However, it was noted that he was supposed to have anti-doping tests done on more than one occasion, and he skipped out on those tests about 6 times, I believe it was. And due to that, I think he had to serve a year ban or a 2-year ban. It was a lengthy ban, that I remember. And I feel like, he's never been the same since that. All of the other kids from that Olympic cycle, Filip Hrgovic, Joe Joyce, they're moving along and they're knocking on the door of world titles, whereas Tony Yoka, the gold medalist, the guy that got the gold out of that Olympic cycle, it's his career that is in shambles. It's wild the way things are in boxing. It really is. But hey, what are you supposed to say? Give me a second, guys. Just letting all the nice people on Twitter know I am live right now. I did want to go live just before the card actually starts. It doesn't start till 10:45 here in the East Coast, I believe it is. Yeah, man, it's crazy how it's happening because he is the one who got the gold out of that Olympic cycle. You would have thought that he would be further along than all the others, and it's the exact opposite, Philippe's knocking on the door of a world title. Joe is knocking on the door of a world title. Tony is nowhere near. Shout out to Lennox, because Lennox said it a long time ago. I didn't get to speak to Lennox in a while, but he said it years ago, not like last week or last month. He said it years ago that guy's too fragile and he's not going to make it. And I'm talking years ago, like I think it was like 3 years ago, maybe more. He said that dude is too fragile and he's not going to pan out. He's not going to make it. Shout out to my man, Lennox, wherever you are. I know you travel the world. But he been said that, man. He been said that, and he was right, because that seems to be the problem that he has. That he just doesn't have the durability for the program for the pro game, and he doesn't have the I would say that he just doesn't have the offense for the pro game either. That, this is the heavyweight division. The guys there, they're looking to take your head off, and based on what I'm seeing, I don't even know that you could pick him to beat Alen Babic. And I know that sounds funny, but I'm being serious. That Alen has his identity as a fighter. He knows what he is. He's a brawler. He's a mauler. From the opening bell, he's going to do everything he can to try to take you out. Whereas Tony almost looks like a guy who's caught between styles. Like, what do you want to be? You want to be a boxer, a cerebral fighter? Do you want to bang a little bit? I think he came in the heaviest he ever came in. Shout out to my man Deed. I think Tim Tszyu has it in the bag. Yeah, we're definitely going to get into some predictions. The bookies have Tim Tszyu the betting favorite, which I understand. I do understand that they have him the betting favorite, and I understand why. But Tony is a live dog in this fight. Tony is a live dog. He's certainly a more experienced fighter than anybody Tim's fought so far, and a more complete fighter than anybody that Tim has fought so far. So it is going to be interesting to see how all of this breaks down. I know that a lot of you out there are picking Tim Tszyu to win the fight. I understand why. He's a very good young fighter. He reminds me of his father, Costia. He's just bigger than his father, Costia. Very good fighter. Good pressure-based style. Good shot selection. Shots to the body, shots to the ribs. Uppercuts up the middle. Right hands over the top. He's got a good style. Damn, she got a... who is this? What movie is this? So fine ass. And yeah, yo, I'm watching Showtime. I'm just waiting for the fights to start. I love the chocolate choice. But yeah, yo, it's wild, man. It's a lot of stuff going on. I saw Lauren Price. Lauren Price's fight was it was anticlimactic, but it was because Naomi Mans couldn't deal with the speed. And I saw that when Clarissa Shields debuted, that a lot of the girls, they couldn't deal with the speed. So they wouldn't open up. They just be in there just trying to not get hit and try to survive. And Lauren Price, she's very fast, how Clarissa was very fast. So when she's in there, what I've seen is that so far in 3 fights, you got girls, they go in there with her. She's so damn fast. They don't really want to open up. They don't commit to their punches, so they're not open long enough for her to land something hard. And, that's the respect that kind of speed and athleticism. It's another fine looking. Green dress. Them titties. Look at them titties. You know what I mean? And, yeah, yo. No, it is, man. Tony is a better boxer, but Tim is the better overall fighter. It's a fair point. And we're going to see what happens. Very exciting times. Yeah, yo. Oh, this is for Carme. This one's for Carme. Wait, did I do it? Did I do it right? I don't think I did it right. Carme, Spence ain't shit. Hi. Spence ain't shit. And yeah, yo, it's wild, man. So it's a lot of stuff going on. 2 cards today. Diego Pacheco, he went overseas. He had a nice showing, gave a very good account of himself. He's a very exciting young fighter, exhibits a high ceiling, fan-friendly style, good situation. He went overseas. He was in the UK, racked up a nice knockout. I like the kid. I'm very much high on the kid. I think he's going to be a somebody. um, Obviously, that gave rise, the knockout. It gave rise to talks of a Pacheco versus Berlanga fight, because Pacheco versus Berlanga makes a lot more sense than Berlanga versus Canelo. They're just they're in so different places in their career. They're so far apart. It almost doesn't make sense for Canelo to waste his time on a Berlanga, even on the premise of the Mexico versus Puerto Rico rivalry. It doesn't make sense for those two fighters to fight. But Pacheco and Berlanga, that makes sense because they're still both developing and progressing. Like, yeah, Berlanga is still developing. He is. I know that a lot of people don't think about it that way, but he very much is. When your first 16 fights or 16 or however many of your fights ended in early knockouts, it doesn't lend itself to your overall development that the fights ended so quickly because you don't get to work on other things. And that's the case with Edgar. That's why it kind of seems like it's arrested development with him, that he should be a more fluid fighter, more maturated, but he isn't. And it's because of all those early knockouts. Those early knockouts, they're a gift and a curse that, yeah, it's good for the highlight reel, but is it good for the fighter? And is it good for the fighter's development? And that's where he's at. I think of Pacheco as already being a better fighter than he is, a more fluid fighter than he is right now. And Berlanga versus Pacheco 2 to 3 fights from now makes a lot more sense to me than Canelo versus Berlanga. You know what I'm saying? Canelo finishes. Yeah. Like that. That's not even remotely competitive in my mind. That fight, like that fight doesn't make sense to me. But that's what Edgar Berlanga wants. That's why he went over there. The end game for Edgar is a Canelo Alvarez fight. But I think Pacheco versus Berlanga makes more sense. I think Munguia versus Berlanga makes more sense. Those fights make sense to me. I don't favor him to win any of those fights, by the way, but they make more sense to me. And that's where it's at. Francis Crows, shout out to Francis Crows. Francis, he says that he's edging Tim Tszyu to win the fight. And yeah, Yo, this what Karma posted. I think that's supposed to be me. Yes, I am the albino monkey. I think that's supposed to be me. I am the albino monkey. The psychic albino monkey. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. But I don't drink Heineken, so. And yeah, man. Oh man, it's gonna be a good night of boxing, or a good fight. I am anticipating a good fight. I do give Tim Tszyu the edge. If history is any indicator of things to come, Tony, well-rounded boxer that he might be, experienced, hard puncher, 29 wins, 21 knockouts. The guy can punch. He's not just a boxer. He can punch. But if history is any indicator of things to come, he doesn't handle pressure well. That's the main problem that he has. I know he looked good against Sergio Garcia in his last fight. I saw it. He looked really good. Did a little bit of infighting in that fight, fought the guy off, and just kept him, tried to keep him at arm's length. And whenever he did get in, Tony would finesse him. But I think of Tim as being a cut above a Sergio Garcia. I think he has better shot selection than Sergio Garcia. I'd even go as far as saying I think he's a stronger puncher than Sergio Garcia. He comes from very good stock. He's the son of Costia Tszyu, and he's the spitting image of his father. Doesn't just bear his likeness, he actually fights like Costia Tszyu. So, I do give Tim the edge. I already put in my fight prediction yesterday, what I think is going to happen. Though ultimately, I don't have a horse in the race. If Tony wins, I'll be happy for him. Then he'll be back in world title contention. And Tony's a very likable guy. He's one of the more likable guys over there. I like Tony Harrison, like his boxing. I think he's arguably the best pure boxer at junior middle, next to Lara, but Lara doesn't campaign there anymore. Tony style, I don't really like pure boxers, but I actually like watching Tony fight. He's one of the few pure boxers that I like how they fight. It's still entertaining. It's still fan friendly. Whereas with Lara, Cuban school, get it out of here. So yeah, man, we're gonna do the thing, and yeah, and yeah, Karma just called me an albino monkey. That was insulting. Somebody asked, why you think Tank don't want Ryan to rehydrate? Because he's a garden gnome. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna see if I could get another interview with the one, the only Alicia Baumgartner. Spoke to her earlier today. Gonna see about setting up another Q&A like the ones we did before. Maybe we'll do it this week. I'll see. I always try to do these things based on the availability of the fighter and work around their schedule. I do want to get Ellie Scottney on here. She's one of my favorite fighters. Certainly my favorite at 122. Probably going to be a little bit starstruck because I've been watching her since she turned pro. Never got the chance to speak to her before. So I'll probably be a little bit starstruck. I'll see about trying to make that maybe a weekly thing or a bi-weekly thing where I'll get a fighter or a champion or somebody to come on, do a Q&A with us here on the channel. You guys will send me some beer money. I'll ask your questions for you. And works out for everybody. It's an interactive experience. It's like a vagina with pineapples in it. It's great. It's a beautiful thing. And yeah, man. We're gonna do the goddamn shit. Oh shit. Actual facts say, yeah, what it do, Leonel, que lo que, Leonel Miranda. Nah, the fight hasn't started yet, bro. La pelea no va a comenzar hasta las 10:45 en Nueva York. Bueno, on the East Coast. If you're on the East Coast, comienza la 10:45. If you're on the West Coast, I don't know, man. I think they're behind us by like 2 hours. So I'm going to say, 8:45 if you're on the West Coast. Y ya tú sabes, manín. Ebony has a great hook. Ebony Bridges, right? Yeah, she does. She has actually, I like her uppercut and her looping right more than her left hook. I think those are really her money punches. The uppercut up the middle and the looping right. When she gets it over and it lands, I've been telling people for 3 years, she's a good fighter, very good fighter. And I think that she's proving that fight by fight. She beat Maria Cecilia Roman. She knocked out Shannon O'Connell, who people were picking Shannon to beat her. I told y'all she's going to beat Shannon. She's going to knock her out. And here we are. Here we are. This is what we're doing. And in all likelihood, the next fight at bantamweight, the next high-profile fight, will be Nina Hughes versus Shannon Courtenay, former WBA champion Shannon Courtenay, who has since relocated from the United Kingdom over to Dubai, I believe it is. That's right. She moved out of the UK. She's tired of the cold weather. She's tired of the HP brown sauce. She's tired of the attitudes and the snarky comments. She moved to Dubai, baby. Dubai, baby. And she's over there, and she's doing what she does over there. And I believe that the plan now is to put Shannon in a fight with Nina. And I do believe in many ways that's a make or break fight for Shannon Courtenay. I think that's a make or break fight for her. I think that's a fight that she has to win. You have to remember that not that long ago, Shannon Courtenay was Matchroom's centerpiece for the women's bantamweight division. And then Rachel Ball beat her. and then Jamie Mitchell beat her, and her career just doesn't have it didn't, I should say. I'm not going to say that now because she just fought and she won, but it seems like her career lost a bit of footing and a bit of traction. But she was supposed to be Matchroom's centerpiece in the women's in the women's bantamweight division, and now it seems like Ebony Bridges has become their centerpiece in the women's bantamweight division. She's the fighter that everybody knows, even if even if you think Dina is better, or even if you think Yuli Hang is better, they're not bigger, they're not more well known, they don't bring the eyes and the profile and the glamour to the division the way that Ebony does. And bear in mind that Ebony's one of the younger champions, that she hasn't been a champion all that long. They've actually been champions longer, Dina Thorsland and Yuli Hang Luna. And Ebony is the centerpiece. She's the star of that show. She's the star of that show. And for Shannon, it seems like the focus now is to get to Ebony, to have a rematch with Ebony. Ebony doesn't necessarily need that rematch, but that seems to be the plan. Ebs is the real deal, man. I tried to tell y'all, man. Ebony Bridges. I don't know why people hate that lady. I don't know what there is to hate on, to be honest. I think people just decide, they make up their mind about something or someone, and they just reverse rationalize, oh, well, I hate them because of this, I hate them because of that. No, you be hating because of some other shit. You been hating. You just trying to make reasons to hate, but really you already hating. That's what that is. Hey, man, I'm just here for the boxing, bro, but it's something there for everybody to like, so I suppose you're right. You know what I mean? I suppose you're right. And yeah, man, we out here doing what we do. And I'm gonna open up the link. I'm gonna open up the chat to the panel. There's a lot of talk about the rehydration clause in the Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight. That's got a lot of attention, mostly because many of Tank's fans are hypercritical of Canelo Alvarez and supposed weight stipulations that he's had. I believe that they're talking about the in the Kovalev fight. I think that's what they're talking about. All right, what it do, Drew? What it do, Country? What it do, what it do, Chris? And now that Gervonta Davis has a weight stipulation, all of a sudden that doesn't bother them, even though they're hypercritical of Canelo based on quote unquote weight stipulations. The only time I can remember Canelo that I know for sure there was a weight stipulation, was in the Cotto fight, but that wasn't Canelo's weight stipulation. That was Cotto's weight stipulation. People seem to forget. If you got a crunchy mic, fix that shit, because I don't want to hear that shit. People seem to forget that all that 155 shit, 150 something, 150 whatever, all that shit started with Cotto. When he went up and he fought Sergio Garcia, that was at 157. Sergio Martinez, pardon me. He fought Sergio Martinez, that was at 157, and I think he fought Daniel Gill. Yeah, 158, and then he fought Daniel Gill at 157, and when he fought Canelo, it was at 155. That 150 whatever shit, that actually started with Cotto. So you can't really blame Canelo for that. That was actually Cotto's weight stipulation. And Canelo did try to 155 a couple of guys, I'll admit, but he didn't 155 Gennady. That was a big argument at the time, that what's he going to do? He's going to try to 155 Gennady. It never actually happened that way. So,
good question, Jules. Can I ask you a question? Can I start this shit off?
Yeah.
When Diego Corrales was going to go up to 135 the first time, didn't Floyd Mayweather said, "I won't fight you unless you're at 130"?
Yeah.
No one said anything there.
These guys weren't watching boxing when that happened, bro.
I know,
That's
I'm just bringing it up to speed for these dumb motherfuckers. You feel me?
Yeah, but if you bring up things,
Allah doesn't love them. Allah doesn't love them.
Allah don't love them. Listen, Allah don't love them. Jehovah don't love them.
Love them.
And
Yahweh don't love them.
Listen, your mom. Your own mom don't love you. That's why she raised you to be like that. That's why she raised you to be some weak pieces of shit. You know, nobody love you, man. Nobody love you, man.
Now you have me crying, dog. You know
what I mean? Like I had to set them straight. Like, fam, how you trying to Monday morning quarterback this shit? I literally said I think Usyk's still gonna fight.
I know, 30%
and all.
You can't say Allah don't love.
Bro, Allah don't love that dude, bro. It ain't. What do they call heaven? What do they call heaven in the Muslim religion? What do they call it?
No, but that was some horrible.
Ain't no 41 virgins up there for him, bro. You better fucking beat his dick.
Yo, when he said that shit, I was hollering, bro. I had to go on Wikipedia to find this shit, man.
Hey, Jules, that was straight for the throat, brother.
Fuck that guy, bro. Fuck that guy. He need to go play on I-95, bro. But on some serious shit that. I'm gonna be real. Let me say this.
My nigga, you wildin' right now.
Ryan agreed. This is my thing, and this is always my thing. This was my thing with Kovalev. This is my thing with everybody, Sergio Martinez included. When you agree to what's in the contract, if it's weight stipulations, when you agree to that, you assume the responsibility of whatever happens. Don't sign and then whine, all right? Because if that's the case, then don't sign that shit and keep it pushing. You see what I mean? So I ain't even playing Ryan the violin. I don't really have a horse in that race, to be real with you. Javante can knock out Ryan, or Ryan can knock out Javante. The fight I like is Devin and Loma anyway. That's the fight that I'm actually excited about. As far as them, it's whatever.
You know what's sad
back to what you were saying about the weight stipulation. At the end of the day, if you're that confident, you shouldn't have to do that. And also, we also know that these fans of these people, they don't like boxing. They like them. They like the dysfunction that comes with them. Because again, as we always been saying, they see themselves in them. They're not here for a sport. They're here for the dysfunction, the debauchery, and the fuck shit. That's
what I get why some people are like. I see what both sides are arguing about that. If you're so against weight stipulations when it comes to, say, a Canelo, even though you shouldn't be, because Floyd had weight stipulations, Manny had weight stipulations, Didn't
Floyd fucking make Canelo fight at 152?
That's not true. The way it happened was after the Kermit Cintron fight, Canelo said he would be willing to fight Floyd at a catch weight. He said that. That's where it started. So all Floyd did was hold him to that, which is, once again, why I'm not a crybaby over weight stipulations. Like, I don't really care about that shit. If you agree to it, then you can't cry about it later. But what I'm saying is, I see the argument. I see why people are bringing it up, because it's like, well, you stay trashing Canelo because of supposed weight stipulations. Why don't you keep that same energy for Tank, since it bothers you so much?
We know why, though, and it goes back to, remember how, Jules, they were already getting on Canelo thinking he was going to bring Bivol down to 68 when Bivol said he'd like to fight for Undisputed, and then Andre Ward got on his soapbox on ESPN like, nah, man, he can't do that to Bivol. It got to be at 75, not knowing you brought Chad Dawson down there to 68, bro.
Exactly. And
I don't care about the shit, but y'all got to be consistent.
The main thing is, I think this is what people get hung up on. A lot of these guys like to claim that everyone else is biased. That's the argument, that all these other guys, you bias the Canelo, or you're biased the Eastern Euro fighters, or you're just biased. You're biased, right?
Yeah, either that, or else if you bring it up and tell the truth, oh, you're hating.
Exactly. So when you see and when you look at it, it's like, yo, you projecting, bro. It's not that the people you talking about is biased. It's that you biased.
Well, you biased.
You
really.
projecting. Whatever Tank do, Tank could walk outside right now and shoot 3 straight kittens in the chest. You gonna defend it. He could walk outside and smack up somebody's grandmother for no reason. You gonna defend it.
Why the kittens gonna take him?
I'm telling you, like, no matter see with this generation, let me say this. That's why this generation is comfortable doing weird shit. Like, it was a football dude, right? I don't know the dude name. It's a football dude, right? And he picking Ryan to beat Tank. And Tank got mad, got in his little sissy ass feelings, and he said, "Oh, I heard he like men." My God, you literally on camera hugged up with Brona about to make out. You literally running around here with a purse.
Nasty works, B. So yo,
I'm just telling you, like, and I ain't. If that's how he if that's how he swing, let him do his thing. I'm just saying that how you talking about him when you do that shit, bro? You into that shit?
You cut. Don't you beat up on women too?
And that's the funny shit. If you watch the Boxing Voice, that's the one thing Fred brought up. Like, why you worried about if he's gay or not? But then you wearing a purse.
And he got more than one because he wore the green one to the New York and the blue one for LA. Like, bro, like that's how they do it in Baltimore. That's what they rocking purses in the street, bro.
But the funny shit is, let's say Canelo tells David Benavidez, okay, like, yeah, the fight's at 68, but you can't weigh over 178 the night of the fight.
Now I want Canelo to rehydrate him. Why not? If Javante could do this weak bitch shit, fuck it. Go ahead, Canelo. Bring that motherfucker down to 165.
Well, that's the thing. If he was so confident in fighting him, and whether he wins or not, he shouldn't need the stipulation and the weight drain and the catch weight and all that. That shit shouldn't even have been. They should have just did it at 140 and let it be at that.
Well, let's say this too. Let me point this out. See, here's the thing. And I don't care about catch weights. I'm actually okay with catch weights. I don't really I'm not a fan of them. But I don't get bent out of shape over them because they've been around since Leonard versus Lalonde. They fought for 2 titles, a super middleweight title and a light heavyweight title, but it was at 68. That's how long that shit been going on.
Nobody holds Leonard's feet to the fire because at the end of the day, Leonard has a catalog of fights that he didn't do that for. These guys,
it's more like they acting like that shit started. Like that's some new shit. Like, no, that shit been around. Some of your favorite fighters probably fought at a catch weight, or some of your fighters, they probably brought somebody down because that's how normal it is. It is normal. What's abnormal about Javante and Ryan that is not true in the other examples is you not bringing down a champion. You're not bringing down an established fighter. Bitch, you bringing down a prospect. You scary little butterball.
Look, all you have to do is...
Wait, I'm not done. When Leonard fought Donnie Lalonde, Donnie was a fucking champion. When Ward fought Chad Dawson, Bad Chad was that dude at light heavyweight. When Canelo fought Kovalev, Kovalev, he probably did use a rehydration clause. It was never confirmed. I don't know if it was confirmed. If it was, I didn't see it. But I'm going to assume he did, right? All right, cool. That's a champion. Bitch, you fighting a goddamn prospect with a rehydration clause.
So look at it this way. Just be. You guys are all smart and intelligent. So allegedly Ryan couldn't fight beforehand, or they're going to pull the fight from him. They have a rehydration clause and they have a catch weight. Also, they have a one-way rematch clause. If that doesn't scream that you're concerned about this fighter, then I don't know what does. If those things don't add up to you, then you're healthy.
My thing is, I'm not. We can call out the hypocrisy, but like Joe said, I don't really give a fuck about this fight, yo. I'm gonna get Fury Usyk. I'm getting Fulton fucking Inoue. I'm getting Loma versus fucking Devin Haney. Yeah. The only fight I do feel bad about is all these news coming out. Who gives a fuck about Benavidez Plant now?
I don't even know, bro. And you know what this shit is? I'm gonna say this. It's double bad for Javante because, all right, you done catch weighted him and rehydration caused them. Like, damn, son, you scared as shit.
And you know what I want? You know what I want Canelo to do? I don't even want him to rehydrate David. I'm just gonna want him to go like, you know what, David? We're going back old school. We're doing same day of fight weigh-ins. I'll weigh in at 68. You weigh in at 68.
You're not gonna do that. Commissions wouldn't let that happen.
WBC will let it happen for Canelo.
Nah, Benavidez versus. This is for A.R. Smith. Stop hyping up ordinary shit. That's not a great fight. That's a good fight. Inoue versus Fulton is a great fight. Fury versus Usyk is a great fight. Loma versus Haney is a great fight.
I would like to.
Wait. I'm not done. Two motherfuckers fighting for an interim belt. That's not a great fight. Fuck. Yo, if I'm gonna be real, I like Gongora versus whatchamacallit more than that shit. Cause it's more intrigue. Gongora versus Mobili has more intrigue to me than that shit. Like that's a good fight. I ain't saying it's a bad fight, Benavidez and Clemens. It's a good fight, but it ain't a great fight. What the fuck is great about it? That they talking shit?
I see Karma in the chat real quick. Karma, any updates on AJ's camp? How he looking? He's gonna take out Franklin in 9 rounds. I need to know. She's in there. I know she's in there. I know she got eyes in that camp.
Me and Karma got beef, yo. Gang signs, hand signs.
How much that you said is so nasty.
Yeah,
gang
man,
signs, hand signs,
she
yo.
portrayed you as a monkey, man.
Yeah.
I'll be the albino monkey. What I know is Bud knockout Spence. I know that hot shit. Karma. Know
Can I
that.
say something, Julius?
Go ahead.
Look, what I am about to say is not to defend Gervonta Davis, is to trash Ryan Garcia. I think all this situation was brought to you by Ryan Garcia itself, because look, in order to justify your career or the lack of your career, you are tweeting or talking to everyone how belts don't matter. And also you want a name on your resume. And that guy has to be Gervonta Davis, because there is no other guy you can fight to justify your career and your poor choice of words. And now you are at mercy, you are at the will of this promotional company that is bullying you. And you have to agree to everything they say, because you don't have another option. You're not going to fight Devin Haney. You're not going to fight anyone at super lightweight. So if this motherfucker says to you, you cannot throw a punch after the 4th round, you're going to have to do it, because you don't have another option. And we established here, I remember this clearly, we established here that it's the duty of the promoter to fuck up the other guy.
Yeah.
Can I say this though? What nobody's saying in this whole fiasco, like Jules likes to say on the relay, fiasco. Ryan's winning the PR battle by dropping this, because Tank looks atrocious. He dropped this, and then Tank's like, "Look at you! Look how big you are!" So it was very smart from Ryan to do that. Look what everybody's talking about. But no, look how everybody's responded to it. They're laughing at Tank. They're talking shit to Tank. Like, I thought you was this gangster, bro. I thought you was this tough guy.
Well, I wanted to go into that too. That I think it was Devin that said it, and I don't know. I'm gonna be real. I don't know that Devin heard me say it. Probably didn't, but I know that I did say it. I know I've said that more than once. Just because you poor don't make you a street guy. Just because you poor don't mean you a shooter. It's a lot of poor motherfuckers in New York ain't ever done shit, ain't ever shot shit, ain't ever killed shit. All right, just because you from, that don't mean you are. You know what I mean? You could be from wherever and be ass cheeks. You know what I mean? And I look at this sports ass guy, right? It's kind of like the Charlo brothers. Like, yo, look, man, y'all some sports ass guys. Your whole life has been about a sport. That's not a knock on you, but you a sports ass guy. You're not no street person. You know what I mean? Like, you're not. It's the same thing with the Butterball. Yeah. You broke, you from Baltimore. Everybody and their mother in Baltimore is broke. That don't make you Nino Brown. Like, you not that guy, bro. You legit out here wearing a purse, my guy. You wearing a purse, my guy. You fixing to get got. Like, you the type of cat, you can't go nowhere for Dolo. They gonna get you. You really, like, come on, be like, really? You motherfucker, get you wearing that little green purse with that Barney sweater. Like, what type of shit? Like, what type of shit is these kids on, man? That's crazy. Like that. You came out the house like that, bro. You rolled out of bed and you really put that sweater on.
As a representative of the highlighter community, I won't stand here for this slander towards my boy Tank Davis. All right,
Listen, man. That kid. I really feel that he is the poster child for how deluded and useless this generation is, and I mean that because you're not popular for nobody that you beat because you didn't beat nobody. The only reason they fuck with you is because of their mental perception of you, not because of anything you actually did. It's kind of like the Kardashian thing that them bitches ain't popular for nothing but fucking. They fuck some guys and now everybody know who they are. They not good at nothing. Bitches can't sing, they can't rap, they can't dance. You know what I mean? And they got a whole empire that was built off of the back of fucking people.
Now hold on. They're good at getting plastic surgery. You have to give them credit for that.
I will give them. They are good at that. They're very good at that. They're very prolific with that. I'm like, yo, I look at like this fight, right? And when I say this, it's like people think that I'm saying it to be mean. No, I'm being real with you. The high level fight is Haney versus Loma. That's literally the fight that I'm like, yo, I can't wait because I don't know, but I want to know what's going to happen. Whereas with him, man, y'all two motherfuckers can knock each other out at the same time. Oh, well, personally, I think they should freeze y'all out. I don't think nobody at 135 or 140 should look in y'all direction. I don't think they should because y'all bought the bullshit in the games. Look at what Ryan had to concede to and sacrifice just to get this butterball in the ring. Catch weight, rehydration clause. No rematch clause for him, but rematch clause for butterball. Bro, like
no tune-up either.
Do you want to fight? All this shit looked to me like the shit that somebody would do when they don't want to fight. That's what all that shit looked like.
Tank gonna pull out this fight.
Bro. Like that
She's
shit.
Gonna
like,
pull out a purse.
Probably.
Yeah.
Got tampons in that shit.
Oh,
this
man,
bitch on this Showtime. Who watching Showtime, bro? Who watching Showtime?
He gonna pull a purse out in the 5th round and knock Ryan over the head with it and knock him out.
I don't know who that joint is on Showtime, but that's a bad old motherfucker. Bad old bitch.
So can I deviate the conversation just so slightly?
Okay.
All right, I just want to say this because it's still fresh in my mind. Did you guys see Stevie Wonder, Helen Keller, and Ray Charles scoring the goddamn fight for Takam versus Tony?
Bruh, I'm gonna be real, man. I think Tony need to hang it up. I mean, fucking Tony Yoka, yeah, he need to hang it up, bro. He do. I think it was Lennox that said it best. I saw his comment on Twitter that he might as well hang it up because with the way that he looks, he can't even be a high-level gatekeeper. He doesn't have the durability. All he's going to end up with is brain damage. You got your ass beat by Martin Bacol. That's negligible. That's okay. But if you're at a point where you can't decisively beat a 42-year-old Carlos Takam, okay, maybe you need to hang him up. You know
why? You know why I think it's not negligible, the Martin Bacoli fight? That was the fight prior to this. Prior to Martin Bacoli, was he looking like that? Did he get fucked up like that? No.
Nah, it's negligible though, bro. Because Martin, the reason I say it's negligible is because look, you're gonna lose at some point. It's boxing. You're gonna lose at some point, but it's not
fucked up.
Yeah,
like Martin Bacoli fucked him up, bro.
Yeah, but Corey Saunders fucked up Klitschko, bro.
But we gotta say this: Klitschko's mental fortitude seems to be a lot more sturdy than fucking Tony Yoka. Tony looked timid and scared.
Yeah, he did. He
You
did.
guys are using a lot of
bro.
three-letter words or three-syllable words in this chat. I don't know if the chat can handle all that.
Honestly, if I remember correctly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Tony got really lucky against Tagovic back in the semis in the Rio Olympics.
Hold on, let me read this super chat. Edwin said, "Doesn't the WBO already have a rehydration clause?" No, that's the IBF. They have a 10-pound rehydration clause, but remember that they're not fighting for any belts. It's at 136. They're not even fighting for the WBA baby belt. He has it lightweight. There's no belts, so why are there rehydration clauses? Go ahead, Avo.
I mean, look, I think physically he's got the dimensions for 6'7", 240 guy, 82-inch reach. He's good, but like I'm telling you, I think he got a gift against Tagovic. I do believe he fairly did beat Joyce though back in the Olympics, but yeah, he's just like he's been getting pieced up since the amateur days, man. This is not something that's been coming out of nowhere.
Right.
Yeah, that's what Lennox told. That's what shout out to Lennox. That's what he told me, that he didn't think that Tony Yoka had the durability for the pro game. That he, as an amateur, it's 3 rounders, but in the pro game, he's gonna be food for gods. And look, that's what's going on. That's what's happening. Everybody whooping his ass. So yeah,
hey,
man.
Jules, Mirage is asking your prediction for Plant Benavidez.
I predict that no matter what happens, I'm gonna disrespect David Benavidez every day on this show, whether he wins or loses. That's my prediction. That he could go in there and he could punch Caleb Plant's head clean off his shoulders, and I'm still gonna say I'm not impressed. That's my prediction.
Honestly, the one thing I can say about this fight today is Takam needs to stop coming in 260. He's too bulky, man. That's the only thing I'm gonna say.
He's 42, bro.
I know. I mean, he should have retired a while back, but I'm just saying, like, if he wants to continue fighting, he's putting on too much muscle mass.
Hey man, it's working for him. He gave Tony all he could fucking handle, right? He made Arslanbek Makhmudov look human. At that age, just do what works, bro. Fuck it. Do what works.
Tony Yoke, not Tony. Takam can say that in his old age he beat an Olympian, a gold Olympian. So,
yep.
Yo, here's what you do when they call you a hater. Yes, I'm a hater. I fucking hate David because he sucks. Now what? You're a hater. You hate him. Yes, I fucking hate him. You know why? Because guys like you want me to like him, which makes me hate him even more. I fucking hate David Benavidez. Ah! There.
Appreciate the honesty at least.
God, I love hating David Benavidez. It feels I fucking love hating David Benavidez, that piece of shit. Can't stand that fucking guy.
There's almost like a therapeutical thing to it.
Yeah, there's a catharsis. It's like a catharsis.
Yeah, I get in the lotus position when I hate on David Benavidez.
But being a hater,
just like how we all hate Tyson Fury right now.
Don't get me started on that. Fuck.
Being a hater,
Yeah, man.
Let me light an incense. I have to hate on David right now.
Yo, the fight is in June. For those of you that don't know, it's not in April.
Would you agree?
Fury fight?
Who gives a shit? Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. Ever since I said this, like what today? I said this whole situation right now. Usyk came out smelling like roses now, and you know that the British people hate you when they actually want Usyk to beat your ass.
Yeah, for real. Like, look, the shit with Fury is it was cool when he beat Wilder because a lot of the Brits were already mad at Wilder, so he was able to get some play off of that, right? But you turned that into a lot of other shit. It's like, all right, the Wilder shit is over. It's a wrap for that. And now everything with this guy is pulling teeth. You did all this shit and pressured this guy. Oh, you better sign by Friday so that the fight could get moved to June? Like, yo, oh my God! Like,
if I remember correctly, he said
fraud, bro.
I believe he's like, every day you don't sign, it's a % gone or something along those lines.
He says some old bullshit.
Some along those lines. I will say this: I appreciate Usyk's English, especially when he called him a greedy belly. I did not see that coming.
I didn't see that coming.
That threw me off.
Edwin Castillo said, meant Canelo versus Sergey, not Queen versus Thug with a purse. Look, man, I'm going to tell you the truth, all right? Canelo is not the example for a guy like Gervonta, for at least to me, in any capacity, because Canelo is a cash cow. Gervonta is not. So if you're going to compare Canelo to somebody, you got to compare him to other cash cows like Floyd. Yes, Canelo has used weight stipulations before, but so has Floyd, and so has Manny, and so have other fighters, you know? It's not that it's abnormal, but when you reach a point where you're using weight stipulations for a prospect, Ryan is not a champion. Ryan is not pound for pound. Like Ryan is not the number one guy at no weight. When you need weight stipulations for that, all right, yeah, that's different than Canelo. Like, yeah, Canelo probably did have a weight stipulation for Kovalev, but Kovalev was a champion, you know what I mean? Floyd, he had a weight stipulation for Canelo, but Canelo was at least a champion at junior middleweight. Bro, you need weight stipulations for prospects? You are ass, bro. You ass.
And this says a lot about Ryan, what he's willing to do to get this fight.
I think Ryan probably had like one of them stupid ass teenager dreams that he knocked out Gervonta. So that's what he going off of. And you know, he might knock him out, bro. He might. We'll see. I don't even like being asked who I think is gonna win, because I don't want people thinking that I like either of these two guys. Like, bro, it's not me wanting Ryan to win. I just see a way that he can. I do see a way that, like, because Gervonta is shorter, if you keep that jab in his face and condition him with that jab, just condition him, and set him up to where he has to lunge in just to try to hit you, you could set him up for the left hook. And it is real fast. Like, yeah, that shit fast, bro. Like, it's quick. It's fast enough that he might catch him with it. Or
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I said, as much as I dislike Tank Davis for various reasons, I have to say, though, that he's looked pretty durable when it comes to, he's not been susceptible to obviously being knocked down or knocked out. So even whenever he fought Isaac Cruz, who is a big puncher, even though he's very much a misguided boxer,
this is probably the biggest puncher he's going to ever face, though. That's why.
I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying overall, though, he has been durable. I mean, he's not been a guy who's been rocked. It's not. I mean, even when he's been down in fights, I think there's a more likely chance he can lose on points, and there's a better chance that he'll actually lose on being knocked out. But that's just my opinion, so take it for what it's worth.
It's your opinion. I'm going to take it for what it's worth, because he looks durable against guys like Rolly. Guys that don't. What I'm saying is the guys that don't know how to box, like me and Jules talk. Every one of Tank's uppercuts, every one of his knockouts usually is hitting somebody when they don't see it coming. When he's against elite guys that don't fall for that shit, he looks basic. Look how long it took.
The other thing
look how long it took to get Gamboa out.
Guys, he doesn't fight elite level guys. Like, no, he don't like. What elite? Like, you tell me, bro. If you elite, if you really that guy, should Gamboa even see the who mic is that? Fix that shit, bro.
I'll even go
fix that shit and mute that shit.
I'll go a step farther. Not only was it Gamboa not already shot, he was also injured. How are you not going to be able to take in an old?
And that's what I'm saying. That everything about him, at least with that fight for me, is it shows that, like, yo, your whole being, or what you're supposed to be in boxing in this division, it really is all smoke and mirrors. Because imagine if Terrence Crawford went 12 rounds with a fucking journeyman. He needed 12 to knock his ass out. He needed 12. Bro, this man is literally standing on one leg.
We can't say he's a journeyman, though, because ultimately that man's a multiple weight world champion, bro.
No, at that point he was a journeyman at 35.
Bro, when you get knocked out by a journeyman, you're a fucking journeyman. Castellanos knocked him out in 7 rounds. If Gervonta is anywhere near pound for pound, That man ain't supposed to see the 12th, but he did, and he did it with a torn Achilles tendon on one good leg. Let's cut the crap, all right? Let's stop.
Isaac Cruz. How did he go 12 on Isaac Cruz? I don't give a fuck about you break your hand. There's no fighter that goes into a fight 100% no injuries. And if he did, he didn't train hard enough.
And the other thing is, motherfuckers is blowing up Isaac Cruz just because he went the distance. It's like, bro, that's not a star. That's not an elite level fighter. He didn't beat nobody before the Gervonta Davis fight. He didn't beat nobody after the Gervonta Davis fight. Y'all just giving him extra points because he went the distance. So fucking what? All that could mean is that Gervonta is not as big a puncher as people make him out to be, which is why he need catch weights and rehydration clauses. Not for champions, for prospects. Scary little bitch.
Yo,
and the consensus on this channel, I don't know if I speak for everybody, but a general feel is like, we don't give a fuck about both those guys on this channel.
That's
They're
facts.
fucking jerk offs.
That's facts.
For real. It ain't like it ain't even like, because my shit is, if Ryan win, Ryan, I don't even know if you gonna fight nobody. The only thing I can admit is that you were willing to concede to all of this. That shows me something, because you could have walked away and I wouldn't have blamed you if you did. If he would have said, yo, I tried to fight Gervonta.
Ryan could have fought Devin Haney for a title by now. I don't give a fuck if he conceded any weight or did anything.
He didn't want no part of Devin Haney, man.
Be that as it may, like I said, the fact that you're willing to accept not only a catch weight, a rehydration clause, a one-way rematch clause, and it has to be on his network, that shows me something. You know, that shows me more than Gervonta showing me. Gervonta not showing me nothing other than you got sugar in your gas tank and you a fucking phony. And you can't talk. Like, you punch drunk already, bro? What the fuck? Every time they gave him the mic at the press conference, he sound like that slow kid when you tell him to read.
He can't read. I think Floyd can read better than him.
No, we had to ask that question. I remember asking that question last week on here. Like, who do you think read better? And Jules was like, I don't know. I really don't.
Hey, Julius, but
Yeah,
let's say you draw. Let's say, for sake of the argument, Ryan Garcia walks out of this fight. To fight who?
William Zepeda.
Salt Poppy. If Ryan wins, he's fighting Salt Poppy.
That's a good fight.
I didn't know. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. This is what it is. Ryan, if he were to walk away from this fight, because he's just a prospect and he's not a champion, in some ways he's not even a world-class contender, not anymore. He could keep fighting in developmental fights with nobodies and rack up highlight reel knockouts for his Instagram followers. Like, believe it or not, Ryan has options beyond this fight because he's not the one anybody thinks is pound for pound. People don't argue about why Ryan's not on the pound for pound list. They do argue about Gervonta. You are older than him. You have campaigned at 3 weights. You didn't fight Loma. You didn't fight Farmer. You didn't fight Burchell. You didn't fight fucking Teofimo. You didn't fight George. There's a lot of people that you were supposed to fight that you didn't. Whereas Ryan, people's expectations are low for Ryan, which actually gives him power in the situation that, hey, nobody, I ain't say I was pound for pound. I ain't say I wanted all the belts. In fact, I told y'all I don't want the belts.
Aaron S. Baker, he's got the looks.
They're trying to do the same shit they did with sticking Mikey in there with Errol. Like, we're supposed to get excited. Like, nobody gave a fuck about Mikey. He's moving up all that weight, and you trying to sell, oh, that's Errol's pound for pound because he beat Mikey.
If that ain't the weakest shit, man. I'm telling
you. Apparently Tony Harrison is not there.
I just saw. I looked.
He's not there, like, at all.
Yo, dog, that'll be wild if they don't fight. Oh my god,
that'd be embarrassing,
bruh. Where could he be? Where could he be? It's Australia, bro. Like, what are you?
The koalas got him, bro. The koalas got him.
Mirage
a huntsman spider, man. He never.
Mirage has got him in.
I know. You know what it is? Mirage kidnapped him, and he's ransoming him. He's ransoming him to Al Heyman that he want David Benavidez in Australia in the next 48 hours, or he's gonna kill Tony.
And he's forcing Tony to watch He's forcing
lot.
Tony to watch David Benavidez highlight films too.
He's
Strapped
I was
watching.
to
gonna
a
say
chair.
Tony's finger to Al Heyman.
It's like when they did that Dahmer. Remember that? Did you guys watch that Dahmer series when Dahmer had him sit down on the bed and have him watch TV? He's having him watch David Benavidez replay fights.
No, it's like
I
the
don't know
Clockwork
what show
Orange,
this
bro.
is, but God damn, they got some joints on that show. What movie is this, bro? Shit. Some fine ass joints. Who watching Showtime?
I'm watching it.
I'm watching the fight.
What fight? Ain't no fight right now.
What fight? You found the link, Leo?
Oh my
No,
ass.
but
I
I'm
didn't-
watching. I'm watching
Yeah,
Donnie
and Garrett
versus
King
Goodman.
Frog says he stole him last night and took him out on the drink.
I tell you, Mirage kidnapped Tony. He's holding him for ransom. He wants Al Heyman to deliver him David Benavidez in Australia, Sydney, within the next 48 hours. And if he don't deliver him, Tony's gonna get it.
There's
Honestly,
no other
the-
option than that. That's what's happening.
Honestly,
And
the
the-
more
and the-
likely
and the-
outcome. The more likely outcome is that what happened was he woke up and he saw Puff Adder just sitting between him and the doorway, and he's just like, he's stuck, man.
Yeah, man. Aaron S. Baker says that shows me that Ryan Garcia is willing to cash out on his career right now and go to Hollywood. That's one way to look at it. Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
It's a calculated gamble because he looks either way dropping that information. Oh, he was weight drained. He has a built-in excuse. He wins, he can run to Hollywood.
True. I mean, really, like if you don't care about the way that he's made it, if you don't care
Honestly, you
about
see, if Ryan wins,
if you don't care about the belts and you don't care about that kind of stuff, what future do you have in the sport then? If that's not what you're going for, like, yeah, everybody's there for the money. That's a given because that's any sport. The guys in the NFL, they're not there to play for free. The guys in the NBA, they're not there to play for free. So in any organized sport, of course you want money. But but that would be like Kobe saying, "Well, I don't really want to win a chip. I'm just here to play."
Kobe's not alive to say that anymore.
No, but you know what? I used him because you know that this was a goal-oriented perfectionist. That it wasn't enough to play, or it wasn't enough to play well. He wanted to compete at the highest level. That's Kobe. That's Mamba. The Mamba mentality.
yeah, if he didn't win the championship, he's like, I failed.
You know what I mean? So for you to be in boxing and you saying things like, "Oh, I don't care about how you sound." The money go with that. Like I don't know what's this weird shit with these millennial guys trying to separate the belts from the cash, but everybody that got the cash got the belts. Yeah.
Jules, what does every fan or even the celebrity fans want to do when they see the champ? What do they want to take a picture with?
We'll shake their hand and take a picture.
And they want to hold the fucking belt.
And I understand that this fight is anomalous because it is a big cash fight in some ways. It's going to get money. Like, it is going to get money. They already sold it out. They sold most of the tickets, if not all of the tickets. But it's that you can't use this one fight and hyperimpose that to the sport as a whole. You can do that with this fight. No belts, no nothing. You don't care about none of that shit. But moving forward, okay, every other big fight that's out there that you can have, it does involve belts, though. It does. If you want to fight Devin, he's undisputed. If Loma beats Devin, well, then he's undisputed. If you want to fight the somebodies at 140, who are the somebodies? The guys with belts. You can get away with this bullshit with Javante. You can. But this doesn't continue beyond this. You're going to have to fight for a belt. You're going to have to.
Well, actually, technically speaking, this is how you know that's a bullshit argument to make on his behalf. Because, for example, when Gervonta enters into an arena, what's the first thing? Oh, 3-division world champion Gervonta Tank Davis.
Mm-hmm.
So even with him, like, they still use his, like, quote unquote legacy to hype up a fight. Exactly. I mean, for example, like, better yet, at the worst case scenario, you having a belt, that gives you leverage for someone who actually wants that belt to make a money fight. Like, for example, Canelo's opponents, all they had to do was have a belt to make the career high paydays. That's all they had to have, just a belt.
He's just trying to circumvent the system by saying that he doesn't want the belts, but it also exonerates him of the responsibility of behaving like a real fighter and a real champion. You know, because if you ain't got no belts, you ain't got no mandatories, so nobody can ever pin you down. And him and Gervonta, they're peas in a pod, because that's why Gervonta does it. Like, it's the same thing. Imagine that Gervonta, you know, just imagine, well, he had the WBC, and then a Shakur Stevenson or a Devin Haney becomes his mandatory, and the fight gets ordered. Well, then you look bad if you don't fight them. So skip that, because we don't want that press. We don't want that negativity. We're going to sit here with this WBA baby belt for 3 or 4 years, because in case y'all haven't realized, he's had that shit since 2019. That baby belt. That means at any point between 2019 and now, you could have, if you wanted to, challenge the real WBA champion. You didn't want to do that. There was Loma, there was Lopez, there was George, now it's Devin, and you.
All you have to do is petition to be mandatory, right?
That's it. That's all. If you want it. But we supposed to believe that you versus Ryan is a substitute for that. Look, honest to God, is it an intriguing fight? Yes, it is a good fight. Like, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to watch it. But Ryan is not as proven as those fighters. None of them. No, he's not. He's not. He's not more proven than Loma. No, he's not more proven than Devin. He's not more proven, not even than Lopez, because Lopez beat Loma. Lopez beat Comey. Ryan, who did you beat?
Tuna.
Campbell.
Yeah, I mean, and they giving Devin shit, and I'm like, bro, Devin literally fought all the people that Ryan was supposed to fight. Ryan, you were supposed to fight Linares, remember? He fought him. Ryan, you were supposed to fight Jojo Diaz, remember? He fought him.
With all due respect, though, I mean, the reason why they can make the Tank fight, or why Tank can make the Ryan fight, is it's going to be intriguing for the casuals, and I know this because I am the only person at my job who's a massive boxing fan. If I said someone like Farmer or so Jamal Herring, no one, they'd look at me like I was like, who are these people? But this casual came up to me today, and he's like, hey man, are you going to get the Tank Davis Ryan Garcia fight? Like, they know like those casual fights, so it's an easy fight for him to make because he's got nothing on the line really to lose. So that fight, once they make it, he knows it's a big cash grab, and what it'll do, it'll also placate his fans as well too. Like, oh, this was supposed to be like the Wonder Boy, you know, the face of young boxing. He beat him. So it's just another way to avoid having to be held accountable on any level that does actually have any sort of world-class championship level boxing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like people are confusing popularity with substance. And what's worse is I see it among members of the media that, you know, they're supposed to be a part of that hardcore boxing community, and they're just as casual as the casuals, because when push comes to shove, you're just a bunch of emotional idiots. No, this is not that high level fight. It's not. It's just that they're popular, and you have the mind of a child. Gervonta didn't prove more at 135 than Loma or Devin. He didn't.
Hey, Jules, Mr. Classical Metal is asking, why won't the WBA mandate the fight between Tank and the current champ? He says,
why do you think?
The WBA stands for We Benefit Al.
If Gervonta wanted to fight the super champion, don't you think they would have ordered it?
We benefit Al. What WBA is for.
Okay, Julius. There was an effort put for the WBA to consolidate his belts, their interim belts, and full title champions. I've been hearing about that shit for like 4 years. When is this gonna end? When they're gonna consolidate all the belts?
There is an answer. The WBA said yesterday they're waiting until after the Garcia fight to make a decision about Gervonta's belt. They're waiting until after that. You know, personally, I think that they saved him for last for a reason, because they've all but cleaned up all the other belts. There's only 2 left. There's David Morrell's, and there is Gervonta Davis's secondary title. Those are the last 2 that remain. And I do believe that they saved those for last because, well, those do happen to be PBC fighters, so they're getting special exemption. They don't want to make them look bad either, you know? They don't want to make Gervonta look bad by ordering a fight that he doesn't want. If tomorrow, you know, they said, well, we're ordering you to fight Devin, what you going to look like when you say no? What you going to look like? You know what I mean? What's people going to say? So that's why they hold off on doing that. Ultimately, he might go to jail for at least a couple of months after the Garcia fight, irrespective of what happens. So it probably doesn't even matter. He might go to jail, not for very long, but maybe he goes for 6 months. Maybe.
You think they'll let him take his baby belt to jail?
Probably.
No, they'll let him take his purse.
Bro, could you imagine
he's gonna try to boof the belt?
No, could you imagine going to jail and they still haven't given you like a mandatory for that belt in that time frame?
Bro, he gonna trade that shit for a pack of Twinkies and some ramen noodles, bro, and a spork. And a fork.
They gonna take advantage of him in jail, bro. He's small.
He'll be alright, man. You know, he got money. He'll just, you know, pay get some favors and shit like that. He'll be alright, man.
He's gonna be washing draws.
Do some favors. Hey, yo.
Not like that. I mean,
what
like,
type of favors, yo?
Not like that. Like protection. Like, you know, get some money. Hey, protect me. You know.
Man, he probably got some buddies in there and shit, man.
He's gonna pop Ellie's back pimples and he'll protect him.
He's gonna be holding someone's pocket. Yo, Spence does still not have a fight, yo.
That's crazy to me.
What is going on, bro? Is he retired or what's going on, bro?
Bro, I'm telling you, and I say it almost every other live, that it boggles my mind that there are people that get up every single day and go on social media and argue about a fighter that is quasi-retired. Like, can't you tell he has one foot out the door? And you argue in favor of this guy every fucking day.
What's left for him after Thurman?
I swear he has about three. He has about 3 more fights. That's
They're
it.
saying the delay is I guess is a sign that he's going to fight Crawford, and I'm just wondering how. Like, where are people getting that from?
I don't know, bro.
They just feel it. They just feel it in the air.
Bro, the half the time when I see these points being made for like the potential Crawford versus Spence fight, I don't even know where the hell they get their information from half the time, man. It's so much hyperbole that it's almost impossible to even like piece together what's real and what's bullshit. But then I just realized it's all bullshit.
I just scroll past it now. I'm over it.
Yeah, I don't argue about it anymore. I mean, like I don't want to be in arguments about it because it's kind like literally, how could you be that excited or how could you be that big a fan of a fighter? It's like being a fan of a player that doesn't play. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like a baseball player that don't play baseball, basketball player that don't never be on the court. Like, bro, what are you so fucking invested in? The man barely fights. So it's like, bro, if you go ahead, just whatever, bro. Just whatever, bro. Just all right, think whatever you think. I don't want to argue about that shit because I'm ready to move on. I'm ready for Crawford versus Ortiz. That's what I want.
That's a banger. I'm so excited for that.
That's what I want. You know, Boots. All this goofy shit about Boots. Boots is gonna be another Andre. That's what I see. Like, bro, you gonna be another.
Wait. It's a little bit too soon. Let's relax.
The reason I say that is because, well, you know what? Let me give it time.
It's a little bit too soon for that.
I'm gonna give it time because, like I said, 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, Brandon Lee used to be a Cameron Duncan fighter, just like Boots. But Al Heyman recently poached him. You know what I mean? So now he is an official PBC fighter. So the scenario that I see is if Boots signs to the PBC, maybe there's no names at 147 that Al can get him because most of them are gone. You know, Danny moved up, Sean retired, Keith is on his way out too. You're never going to get Spence. But maybe at 54, you know, maybe they can get him some of those guys if he goes to the PBC. And I do think that he will eventually. He's not there now, but eventually I think he will go over there. Because if you want names at 54, Al has most of them. So you're going to have to go through him. That's the only way I could see him having signature fights. Because right now, there are no signature fights at welterweight. Like, you could bring up names that you know that shit ain't going to happen. Like Virgil Ortiz. Like Errol Spence. That shit ain't going to happen. like Keith Thurman. That shit ain't gonna happen.
Jules, explain this to me. So let's say for whatever reason, since Crawford doesn't have any sort of management, he's a free agent or promotion. Can he not just petition the WBO to go up to 154 and ask the? Let's say he can't get the fight. He can't. Al refuses. He's not going to make the fight happen. Whatever. I'm over it. But can he petition to go up to 154? And can't they force him to go to a purse bid that makes him make the fight?
Yeah, because he's super champion.
So
I didn't even know that he has that status, that he still has it. But if you go to the WBO's thing, it says Terrence Crawford, super champion. So what that means is if he petitions the WBO to move up to become the mandatory by way of the WBO, there's one in place, obviously, now.
Right.
But he has that avenue. He actually can do that.
So if Al's not going to let him fight, let's just say Al just doesn't want to make the fight with Spence, cool. Then I'll just force your hand and I'll make me fight Charlo. I mean, can he just do that? I mean, just out of spite?
Oh, yeah, I mean, he can, but remember that the focus has been, at least the last 12 months, trying to get the Spence fight over.
Okay, but how well is that working out, though?
Well, that's what I mean, that's something that he can do in the future, but if it hasn't happened yet, well, that's why, because they've been trying to do the Spence thing.
Sure.
Now, moving forward, things ain't working out at 147. Maybe he moves up, and I'm at a point, and I'm going to say this, if he retired tomorrow, hey.
But part of me would love to see him go, okay, you fucked me off for 5 years to make a fight. I had to fight guys that didn't want to fight. I was with Bob Arum. We couldn't get these fights. Anybody would fight, I would get fucking grief for. You won't make the fight with me with Spence. All right, this is my final fuck you. You're gonna have to make this fucking fight now, one way or the other. With or without it, you're gonna be forced to.
I mean, it sounds good, but that would take many months because Tim is already the mandatory, right? He's already in position.
Sure.
So you got to wait for that to clear up. And then there are other mandatories that would be ahead of you, like Sebastian Fundora and Bakram Murtazaliev by way of the IBF. He's been the mandatories by way of the IBF since before Charlo had that belt. He's already there. So let's say you do that. You petition for you become the mandatory, whatever. You still have to wait.
But the thing is, what can he really do?
Villain. That's you assuming Jermell Charlo don't move up.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that the thing is they've frozen Al Crawford now for at least the last 5 years. At some point in time, what's he really going to do more at 147? I'm not saying I don't want to see the Ortiz fight. I think that would be a great fight. But he's either going to just keep fighting his mandatories at 147, he's going to retire, or he's going to say, no, we're going to have to do something different. That's all I'm trying to say. He's going to have to do something. Does that make sense?
Who's banging their plate and thinks I want to hear them chewing? Thank you.
Not me, at least.
Now, what I'm saying is, it's not that plan you have can't be put into action. It can, but even with that, it's not a quick fix.
Sure,
no, there's people that are ahead of you. That there are people that are ahead of you. There's a guy right there in position already. And the other thing is, look, Jermell is supposed to be in Australia right now calling the fight. But I don't know that he's going to fight Tim right away. And the reason I don't know that is the last time he fought was in May. When is he coming back? Is Tim going to be his very next fight? Because it looked like, when you fight him, it looked like it's going to be a year in between those two fights. Are you going to fight him or are you going to move up? And I still kind of feel like, he might move up because he's been at that weight forever. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of that shit at 54 is immaterial right now. A lot of it. And the PBC already has their pieces on the board. You can already see who's going to end up with what belts. Because I don't believe Jermell's going to stay there for the entirety of his career, I don't think. Like, you just going to be a junior middle forever?
Hey, Jules, the fight's strictly on Showtime tonight, right? It's not on...
Yeah, it's on Showtime.
So it's not on Paramount at all, right?
Nah, they haven't. Paramount hasn't picked them up. I mean, to my knowledge, Paramount hasn't picked them up yet. So no.
Okay.
No, it's only Showtime. It's only Showtime.
I was just making sure.
And I mean, it is what it is, man. It's a quasi boring situation. Like, it is a boring situation at welterweight, bro. Nothing is happening. The best fight on schedule that we know of is Ortiz Stanionis.
And that is a good fucking fight.
And it is a good fight. Like, it's going to be a fun fight to watch. But all this other stuff of the last 5 years, look, man, just forget that fucking shit, bro. Just, it's not worth it. There's so much other shit going on. Fulton Inui, Ortiz Stanionis, Usyk Fury, even Garcia Davis. Like, understand, we're getting all of this before Spence and Crawford. It's time to let that bitch go. Like, come on, B. Like, how the fuck we seen Wilder and Fury 3 times, we ain't see y'all fight once? We seen Joshua versus Usyk 2 times, we ain't see y'all fight once. We done seen Joshua versus Ruiz 2 times. We ain't see y'all fight once. We seen Charlo versus Castaño 2 times. Y'all ain't. It's like, come on, B. What is this, a joke? Like, this is a joke.
And I just want to know when he's fighting. I really don't care about the Crawford fight anymore. But I just want to know when he's fighting so that I can know like when he's giving up the belts. Like that.
So I can be busy that day.
Yeah.
Bro.
At the rate we're going, we'll have an undisputed heavyweight champion finally before we get that fight.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro, it's no point in that shit no more. There are a lot of good things that are happening in boxing, irrespective of that one running gag. Like, we're getting Devin versus Loma, Fury versus Usyk, Fulton versus Inui, and we're getting all of this before these guys fight once. So if you still have the energy for that shit, knock yourself out. I don't. I'm over it. Like,
bro, dude, that's been that horse has been beaten for 5 damn years, man.
For real, there's just no point. There's no point.
Okay, wait. Just to clarify, someone asking me if I had on stream now. This in Chile, the fight is not being shown by Showtime. It's shown by ESPN, and they are showing the undercard here.
Lucky motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, if you got one of those VPN things, you know, you can watch other channels and shit from other countries, and they're showing it. Like, I was watching a fight in Argentina yesterday by way of some app, man, some shit that I downloaded. Works like a charm, bro. You know, if you got them shits, you can watch shit that you ain't supposed to see, man. I mean, kangaroos with titties, all type of shit, bro.
Whoa.
Kangaroos with titties. Guys, the play is you have to have a VPN and you go to Chile, Argentina, or whatever of these countries in South America, and you buy Star Plus, and they show everything on Star Plus. Every ESPN and PVC show cards, they show it on Star Plus.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think it's supposed to come on now. It's 10:33. Yeah, the card should be starting now, the main event. I wonder if Tony's actually there, though, because...
Yeah, he's there.
He's there? Because the shit, they showed that he wasn't there yet. I'm like, the fuck going on, bro?
Yeah, he got there. He's warming up and all that.
I wonder if Mirage is at the fight. Mirage, you at the fight?
He can't afford it.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, man, and yeah, it's a tired subject, bro. There's no sense in broaching it anymore, you know.
Yeah.
Tired subject, bro. Shit is.
Fulton in a way is a true 50-50 fight.
Yeah, that's a really.
I'm the most excited for that fight. Out of all the fights, I'm more excited for that one. I have no idea how that goes.
Well, that one and Haney versus Loma for me. Those are two fights where I'm like, look, it could go either way. There's a good argument on either side of it. Those are the best fights. The ones where the answer isn't quite clear. Those are the best fights.
Mm-hmm. I would say the undisputed heavyweight fight is also a fight that I don't know which way it could go.
I'm still going with Usyk. I just have a feeling. I do have a feeling. I have a feeling about this, but we'll see.
I mean, Fulton in a way be like Canelo Plant. Like, I feel like it's just going to be a whole lot of ineffective boxing on the back foot until he gets.
I got Plant. I don't give a fuck. Y'all gotta.
Also, I can't stand here and let you slander the welterweight division after we had such a great fight between Boots and Chukatsian. I won't let you slander this division any further.
Oh my God, that guy he better go with Heyman. I think if he wants to, and he probably will. Cameron Duncan's not going to be happy about it, but I think he's gone as far as he can go with Cameron. he kind of has to. I don't really feel like Al's going to give him access to any of those other guys unless he goes to him. And you're on the Showtime platform, so you might as well. If you're going to be there, you might as well, because you ain't fighting nobody, bro. You ain't fighting nobody, and you're not about to. Fury versus Usyk, I don't think that's going to be a stinker. I think it might look a little bit like Joyce versus Usyk. If it's Fury's intention to walk him down and run him over, then that's what the fight will look like. But that's if Fury is the aggressor. If he's the defender, then yeah, it might be a stinker. It might be.
Don't forget this is a Frank Warren show, man.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna try to rob him.
Yeah, he has to make it look.
Yeah, but Usyk knows that. He knows that. He's always fought like that. He's a road warrior.
I know, but I've seen a lot of questionable decisions on Frank Warren show. So
I mean, listen, they had Anthony Yard up. They had Anthony Yard up in the Better Beef fight, bro. That's ridiculous.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous to me.
That's Usyk. Why stop doubting your countrymen, please?
Hey,
stop doubting the man. Wait, can I finish? Can I finish? Stop doubting the man that's born same day as Muhammad Ali. Stop doubting that Capricorn. He knows this. He goes in there. This is where he thrives.
I'm going to tell you that I think he knows I think he knows exactly what he's dealing with. But moreover, I think he already figured out how he's going to fight this guy.
I'm interested. I don't know how he does fight this guy.
I have an idea. There's only one way to fight a guy like that.
It's the jab that, like, how is he gonna get around that jab?
No, it's about positioning with that guy. It's all about where you are versus him. It's not about a punch. It's about where you are versus him and where you're going to be the majority of the fight. And if I'm right, he's going to do something akin to what Bivol did. If I'm right, he's going to do something akin to that. I don't want to be long range because I'm a sitting duck long range. I need to be mid range where he don't have that much on his punches. And I need to move a lot. I need to move my torso and move my feet, beat my feet a lot mid-range. I don't want to be on the outside or make him come to me because there's going to be weight on his punches if he has to do that. If I'm there with him every step of the way and I'm making him throw, I'm also gassing him out. And he'll tire before I do. So that's kind of what I see. But if I go with that, and you know, you guys know I don't like Fury, which is why I can't trust myself. If I'm right, his plan is to make him tired so he can take him out.
And but your plan's also right, that he's going to make Fury dance with him. Being in mid-range, Fury takes longer to get his punches to him. There's not going to be a lot on it. He's going to make him move with him. Yeah, and but he already knows, but he has better feet than him.
You have to question a plan like that because, look, you didn't knock out Joshua. It's not like you knocked him out. So we're going to turn around and believe that you're going to gas out Fury and take him out. At minimum, what I expect is he plans on staying with him because it doesn't make sense for the smaller fighter. It doesn't make any sense anywhere for the smaller fighter to be on the outside. So at minimum, I figure he's going to stay with him and he's going to stay on him. You know, how effective that's going to be, we'll see. But I do think that's the plan.
I'm not worried in a sense. You could see the way Fury's moving. He didn't want this fight.
Yeah, he did not want this fight.
He didn't expect this man to just like, no, bro, I want you in there. My dick's hard that I want to fucking fuck you.
Oh, right. Oh, come on.
And that's the champion.
Well, at this point, he can't really say anything else, man. Unless you outright just say I'm not fighting him, the money's not entirely right. It's like, no, he agreed to literally everything.
Look at Jules. It was already starting. Like, even over there, the media over there was like, "Damn, Fury, you're gonna be a little bitch."
Well, Fury, I mean, like,
and
Fury,
he was either gonna take the fight, Jules, or run and hide mental health.
Look, I mean, the thing with Fury is that he does have little bitch tendencies. You know, like he does. Like they try to make him out like he's this manly man, but bro, you got upset. You threw a hissy fit in 2015 when you didn't get a hero's welcome and all of that. I don't know. Like with this guy, they just want him to be something that he isn't, and they want that really bad. And I don't really understand why, because there are better ambassadors for the sport than him. What is it about this guy that y'all like so much?
Loud and brash and ridiculous.
That gotta be it, because I'm like, I don't see what's so dope about him. Like, nah, like Usyk's
runs his mouth. He pulled the same bullshit with AJ because he gave AJ like a 6-hour window or something ridiculous to take a fight. He doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to fight these big fights. He just wants to appear to his small-brained, low IQ fan base that he wants to do this, and he puts all these stumbling blocks and these
obstacles
in
and
the way for it to happen. And then he says he's retired. Remember when he said he was retired and he was driving around the car doing a video? He's a horse's ass. He just wants attention. It's bullshit. I hope he gets his fucking ass kicked.
He's a dick, bro. Like, he's a fucking dick, man.
Do you believe the diehard love of him came like just as a result of maybe vitriol against Wilder for not making the undisputed fight? I really don't know where he got his fans that are so vehement about defending him.
It's a combination of things, because he preys on people that aren't very intelligent, and that's consistent throughout with a lot of, like, it's not dissimilar from what you see with the Davis fans, that only idiots go for that stuff. Well, only idiots go for his stuff. It's just that he happened to beat Wilder, and people were mad at Wilder over the undisputed thing not happening, and just all of that stuff, that stage that was already set, that when Fury comes in and beats him, oh, he's the hero. He fought the guy AJ didn't fight. Yeah, AJ didn't fight him because this motherfucker didn't want to. Did you forget? Wilder was the one who stayed on that 50-50 demand. This is how you could tell the guys that want to fight and the guys that don't. Wilder would not come off of that 50-50 demand. Usyk did. Remember, Krasiuk said, we want 50-50. You said no. Okay, 60-40. No. Okay, 70-30. We have a fight. Usyk wanted to fight. Wilder didn't want to fight. Somehow in their small brains, they turned that into, oh, AJ didn't want to fight. Bro, he was the one that wanted 50-50.
Even Jules, when you point out, Jules, I've seen you done it to Alexis, even the Glazer, everybody. Yeah, Fury can sell 90,000, but what about Bruce Trampler saying they haven't made no money off his fights? They're losing money on him. When you bring that up, Jules, they get radio silence. They don't address that.
Well, I mean, I don't like talking to people like that unless I'm making money, because it's a waste of my time. I could show you that Bruce Trampler said there was a kid yesterday. He brought up the pay-per-view buys for Wilder versus Fury. I was this close to chiming in, but then I'm like, bro, for what? I'm going to show you that, and you're going to keep acting like a fucking idiot because you're a fucking idiot. So if I show somebody that, it's in the hopes that they'll process that information and use it moving forward, that 850,000 pay-per-views sold in America, 40% of that don't go to the fighters. Nah. And the break-even point was 1.1 million pay-per-view buys. All you did with that was lose money. And I knew that already. Believe it or not, the videos I did, I crunched the numbers. I'm like, there's no way you guaranteed them either 50 million or 60 million between them and made money. There's no way. Fast forward 2 weeks after the buys come out or whatever, Bruce Trampler said they lost money. Fred Hawthorne interviewed Bob Arum after that pay-per-view. He asked him, yo, are you in the red with Tyson Fury? He asked him outright. Bob said, yes, I'm in the red. I know everything I need to know already. If you want to be in denial, knock yourself out. Nobody listens to you anyway, which is why you pick fights with people that do get listened to. That's why you got to make ghost accounts and stalk me and argue with me, because you could say all that shit that you think that you want people to believe, and nobody is listening. Nobody is listening. Like the guy I was talking to earlier, that he was saying all this extra shit, bro. Nobody listening to you, bro. All you could do is pick fights with other people that may have an audience, because you don't. Nobody give a fuck what you think about boxing. Who you talking to about boxing? Nobody care.
And that's a good parallel. They're just like Tank Davis fans. Both of them were calling into the boxing voice, not making any sense. They're the same guys, just different complexions.
Yeah. It's the same shit. Like, I don't get into arguments about this stuff because I already think what I think. There's nothing you're going to tell me that changes my mind. You want to get into an argument with me because you want to be seen. I ain't even I ain't tooting my own horn. I'm just saying that is why they do it, though. That you pursue arguments with people that have an audience, however big or small, because you on your own, nobody's listening to what the fuck you saying.
Ultimately, I will say that whenever I've seen you have these disagreements, arguments, conversations with these Fury fans, it honestly reminds me of like trying to have a conversation with Mirage about David Benavidez. It does not matter what you say logically. All it comes down to is rhetoric, and it just comes down to a mindset and a thought process. It doesn't use any common sense. It's just basically, you're just repeating the same points from a biased standpoint. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy.
Like if you put it together, for example, and I don't think Mirage is a bad guy, but when it comes to Benavidez, look, if Mirage had a channel and he talked about David Benavidez on there, very simple question: do you think that I would watch it?
Nope.
If you wanted to fall asleep,
Yeah, like there's all kinds of there's all kinds of channels out there that have different views than my own. I don't watch any of them. I don't want to argue with them either. You can believe that stupid shit if you want to. I'm in my lane, but it don't be that way. It'll be a guy in the comments or a guy on Twitter or a guy wherever. You want to argue with me about the shit. Why? You want me to believe what you believe. You want me to say what you want me to say. That's why you're looking for me. I'm not looking for you. I don't care what you believe. And your problem is no one cares what you believe.
It is a validation issue, you know. That's just the reality. It's like they want everyone to agree with them, and the moment they wait till they realize in the real world not everyone agrees with your same points.
not even that, Ivo. They want him to acknowledge them on Twitter. They want him like they're not. Oh, he acknowledged me. He saw my ad. He talked back to me.
Literally, like I can't tell you how many ghost accounts tag me. You guys aren't going to see this because I don't give them the time of day. I don't argue. Like, you just want to get seen. You want to be seen arguing with me. You want me to indulge you, and I'm not going to because I don't care what you believe. You care what I believe. That's why you want to argue with me about it. But
well, they want to know your opinion, and they're here, so give it to them.
You read the super chat. Eson said Bud can enforce a Mando, but it's after the rotation is done because Tim and Tony is a final eliminator. Post the link for you right now.
Oh, I love that. I love that pic they put out of Eson throwing Triple G in the trash like it's the Woody from Toy Story. You see that shit?
Yeah, I seen that shit. LDBC says saludos, homie. Appreciate that. Appreciate the beer money. And yeah, yo, a lot of these arguments, like the only reason it even is an argument is in this digital environment because you have guys that are willing to be obtuse and childish. In reality, a lot of these things that people argue about, they're not arguments at all, like the Boots Ennis thing. It's not an argument that Black Prime reached out to them to do a Crawford fight. It's a fact that both Bozy Ennis and Stefan Espinoza acknowledged. So if you're still arguing after that, it must be because you're a fucking idiot with a learning disability. It didn't come from Crawford dragging Boots' name in the mud. It didn't come from Black Prime dragging Boots' name or Stefan Espinoza's name in the mud. It came from them. They're the ones telling you, yeah, they did reach out to us to do a fight. They did, though. Now, what you want to make of that is up to you. But because you're a fucking idiot, you're going to defend the prospect that hasn't beaten anyone anyway. Because you're a fucking idiot, which is also cool. You can be an idiot on your own. And therein lies the dilemma. You don't want to be an idiot on your own. You want us to be idiots like you.
I'll never forget. I'll never forget the day that the moment in time when Boots beat Karine Chukatsian, and everyone out of nowhere started saying, "Oh yeah, Karine was just that good, man. You know, he would have given anyone. He would have given Bud problems, Arrow problems. Like he's just that damn good."
Easily, yo. He's fucking pound for pound, Karine,
yeah.
yo.
I didn't hear that.
I heard. Depends. You have to go to that side of the web.
Which I don't. But it is like a lot of this shit that gets argued about on boxing Twitter. Honest to God, it relies on removing all context and honestly being a little bit stupid because many of these things are not arguments. The argument that Crawford never fought anyone good at welterweight, for example, you have to be a fucking idiot because Danny Garcia himself acknowledged that he was sent an offer by Crawford. His father acknowledged that he was sent an offer by Crawford. And you're still blaming Crawford for him having not fought him? Okay, well then you're just a fucking retard.
Amen.
Well, there's no argument. There's no real argument in
Yeah,
there.
exactly, because they've been getting offers to go over there since Tim Bradley was active.
Exactly. Like there's most of the stuff that you see guys debate about in reference to, but those are not real debates because the point of contention, what you think is a point of contention, is a matter of fact. It's not up for debate. It's not a debate that Crawford sent him an offer, just like it's not a debate that he turned it down. It's not a debate that Black Prime wanted to do Crawford versus Ennis. It's not a debate. It's a fact. You just don't want to acknowledge it because something up here ain't right. That's all.
Hey, Jules.
Go ahead.
Thank you for letting me on, my brother. How's everybody doing?
Chilling, waiting for this. This is the weirdest setup I've ever seen for a fight because they're only showing you the main event.
You know what that is. You know what that. Say what it is. Stop being nice. Say what the fuck it is.
No, it is. It's budget cuts. The people at Showtime felt that Mel Gibson movie that I just watched would bring in more ratings than an Australian boxing card. That's what that was. If they felt that there was genuine interest in the American market to show that card in America, then they would have showed it. All they're showing you is the main event, and that's just for appearance's sake, honestly. Just for appearances.
And then they felt so much about this, they didn't even send the guys over there to be live to announce it.
Yo, why is Jermel wearing foundation and lip line? Oh my God, what is happening, bro?
Hey, did you ever ask what the panels? Did you ever ask what the panel's like predictions were for this fight?
Yeah, let's get into the predictions for the fight.
Tweet that right now, please, because I'm not on Twitter. Tweet that right now. He's wearing the. I get the TV makeup. They're gonna clean your face up every time you go on TV. But the lip gloss, no.
Bro,
Tank put it on.
Is his lip gloss popping?
Bro, he literally has lip gloss and shit. Why is his shit twinkling?
Oh, Gervonta put him on.
That's because he's a lion.
He got the sparkling lip gloss. Is what you're saying?
Are they trying to capture the they/them audience? Is that what this is all about?
That's why I need to get the fuck out of America. Because this is going to hell in a head. Like, what y'all trying to make him look like, yo? Like, what y'all trying to do to this guy? That's supposed to be high fashion. It is what it is. It is.
Yo, I have to say this. I'm watching the Junieski Gonzalez versus Paulo Ocuso fight. Do you remember Junieski Gonzalez, the guy that got beat by
Zerto
Ramirez?
Dude,
someone has to check Junieski. Someone has to check Junieski Gonzalez blood pressure because he's sweating like a motherfucker. It's the second round. There's balls of sweat. Oh my fucking god! What the fuck is going on?
I heard that Paulo Ocuso is a pretty good. He's a pretty good prospect. Like he only has 3 fights fighting Junieski.
That's not the reason why he's sweating so much. I think he has a problem like the Luis Ortiz kind of problem that his blood pressure is on. He's an old guy, right?
He is an old guy. He's in his late 30s, I think.
Can I ask Leo? Can I ask? Oh, sorry.
Charlo got that Glow Girl special going on, man.
I was gonna ask Leo a question. Hey, Leo, how did Nikita look? How did Nikita look?
Nikita looked great.
Yeah, because he's good, man.
He's a good fighter, man. I want to get into everybody's fight predictions. I want to start with unbiased. Unbiased, as quickly as you can, because there's 10 of us on the panel. Who do you have winning the fight and how?
All right, I had Harrison by decision. This is a very, very non-confident prediction. I think Harrison will be more disciplined in the later rounds, which he has to be, because I think that's the reason why he's lost all his fights by knockout, as he loses his discipline. I think he maintains his discipline, and he will have the stamina to maintain and keep Zoo off of him from, landing the big shot, and he'll have those early rounds banked in, and I think he wins by a narrow decision.
Okay, let's go to Julio. Julio, who's going to win the fight and how?
I'll do Zoo late stoppage.
That is how I have it. I have Zoo after 9 or at 9. Michael, who's going to win this fight? I agree.
That's what I thought.
Excellent point, Michael.
Al Heyman got him.
Good point. It's a good point. I can't argue. I can't argue with facts. Let me go to Leo. Leo, who's going to win the fight and how?
Look, I'm gonna have to take your word. I'm more familiar with Team Sue than Tommy, really.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had time to review Tommy's footage,
Mm-hmm.
but what I think Tommy is good. I think it's a better boxing, I have to say, than Tim. But I think you can beat someone like Jermel Charlo can win against Tim Sue because if he gets Tim hurt, he's gonna finish him up, and he knows how to finish off guys. I'm talking about Jermel Charlo. I not think Harrison has the
stopping power.
No, not the stopping power. I don't think he has the temperament to do that. To have him hurt and finish him off. I think you have to finish him off because he's gonna grow. If he gets hurt, if he feel the power, he's gonna try to take away your power. He's gonna try to go close, and he's gonna smother your work. And I don't know if he's gonna win by KO, really, but I think he's gonna win regardless. I'm talking about Tim Sue.
I want to go to Mirage. Mirage just joined us. He's all the way in. Where are you? Brisbane?
Sydney, Australia.
Well, that's where they're fighting, bro. They're in Sydney.
Fights in Melbourne, I'm pretty sure.
No, this is Sydney. But just as quickly as you can. How do you think the fight ends? Who do you have winning and how?
Well, I've been doing some film analysis yesterday, high level analysis, obviously, and I'm picking Harrison. To outbox Tim. Unfortunately, I think Tim relies too much on his opponents just standing in front of him to do his work, either on the ropes or even in the. Most of the work is on the ropes, and I don't think he's going to get that opportunity enough. I think he's just going to follow Harrison around the ring too much, and I think he's going to get outboxed. But we have some fucking dodgy judges over here. So fingers crossed on some judging, but otherwise, I'm not optimistic. Unfortunately, not optimistic.
I'll say I do disagree a little bit because not to say that Terrell Gausha is the carbon copy of Tony Harrison, because he's not. I actually do think Tony Harrison is a cut above Terrell Gausha, but I do think that was good experience for this fight because Terrell, he's going to box and counter. He's not going to just make himself available to you. He's going to stick and move and stay on the outside. And what usually happens in a Harrison fight is when he's under pressure, he buckles in the late rounds. You know, he got stopped I think it was in round 9, Jarrett Hurd stopped him. Round 9, Willie Nelson stopped him. I think it was later in the Charlo fight. I'm not sure, but he stopped him too. And I could see Tony getting to him. Like I can. So I'm going with Zoo. I'm going with Zoo with knockout after 9. Let me go to Villain. Villain, who do you have winning the fight?
So I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think Tim Zoo. Actually, I have him on points though. I don't think there'll be a knockdown. There might be some knockdowns throughout the fight. I could see Zoo going down, kind of like he did in the last fight we saw him in. I think Harrison will gas out like he generally does, but I don't think he'll get him out. I think it'll be Zoo by points. It'll be a majority decision.
I have to interrupt. There is a mic with that TV on.
Yeah, who is that?
Mute that.
Yeah, who's trying to get Jules in trouble?
Is that Mike? Maybe he was the one who's taking a nap. Al Heyman's got him in the.
Nah. I swapped him out. I swapped him out. I let Mirage in. Drew, who do you think's gonna win the fight and how?
People like Tony. I get it, American, but I'm tired of his mouth. Zoo's gonna send him back to that shithole Detroit inside of 10.
Jeez.
Damn. Tell me how you feel about Detroit. Fuck.
I mean, my girl's from Detroit. Has family from Detroit. So it is a shithole.
I mean,
Wow.
Hey.
I'm just talking shit, but no. Tony's not going to be able to stand up to them shots after 6-7 rounds, and he outgrew 154 2 years ago, and it's going to show tonight.
I'll say that one of the main things for me is that while I do agree that Tony's very good off the back foot, he's very good at countering off the ropes. He's good at those things. Tim has good shot selection. He throws good body shots, good uppercuts up the middle. And it's hard to imagine that for 12 rounds he won't get through with something hard, because that's kind of what it boils down to me. Can Tony stay away from the hard shots for 12 rounds? And nah, I don't think so. I don't.
But you
think
guys rate Tim's power quite highly. To me, his power is maybe like a 7 out of 10. I'm not sure if it's enough to really get him out of there, like
Well,
Charlo and Co.
I wanted to address something that Leo said. Like, I disagree with him about Tony's like appetite for knockouts, because early in his career he was known as a knockout artist. It wasn't until Willie Nelson knocked him out that he started boxing more. Like,
yeah, but he hasn't been knocking guys out though. You know, like I know
Right,
that he
but I'm
has
saying,
the
but
power. I know that he has the power, but he's not the finisher that he was then. And to Mirage's point, it's not necessarily that Tim is just a huge puncher. It's not that. It's that this guy don't take a great punch. You know that Jarrett Hurd is not a big puncher. He was a volume guy. You know, he'll wear you down. He's a volume guy.
Dre Martin in the chat, bro. I'm just talking shit. We like the Kronk Jam. We love Emmanuel Stewart over here. Just talking shit.
Yeah, they're great guys. My stream just started. Thank you, Al Heyman. Yeah, but Mirage, it's not just saying that. Oh, I think Tim hits hard. Even though I will say, I do think Tim hits hard. I saw Lara versus Gachet, right? Lara actually can punch, and Lara didn't have Gachet hurt the way that Tim had him hurt, though. Like Tim was really laying into him, and Gachet's a fairly durable guy. So between the power that Tim does have, not the biggest, but he does have power. I mean, he's not pillow fisted. He got more respect from Takeshi Inui than Jaime Munguia did. So he has power, and Tony don't take a great punch.
Yeah, but don't forget it took Charlo 20 rounds to get him out of there. So he's not that like weak. He can still he's still reasonably solid. I think he's not going to fall over.
What year was that, Mirage?
Yeah, a few years ago. Sure, but. I mean, we don't know. Like, has he regressed that much since then in terms of?
No, I don't think he.
That's another
regressed.
thing that I'll give you that. I'll give you this. That I don't think Tony has regressed. I don't think that he looked good in the Sergio Garcia fight. And Sergio, which is why I like this fight. Sergio's a tough guy. You know, he's not a guy who you just you hit him and he's gonna fall down. He's a tough Argentinian fighter. So you know, if you're going with Tony, hey, there's a reason to. You know, there is a reason to. I get it.
Yeah, but Mirage, don't forget, even if Jermall, I think Jermall is better than Tim Tszyu in almost every way. But Jermall is a guy that likes to box.
That's true.
Tim Tszyu is not gonna go there to box with it. He's gonna try.
That's a fair point. That Jermell is not a. I don't want to say he's not a prolific puncher, because I've seen fights where he was a prolific puncher, but he's not a pressure guy. Tim is. Tim is a pressure guy. He sets a fast pace, throws a lot of punches, goes to the body, uppercuts up the middle, overhands over the top. So that is a difference. Like that, and this guy don't like pressure, at least not historically. All the guys, the two of the three guys that knocked him out, pressure guys.
And just let's be honest. Can I see Tony Harrison going over there and doing what Devin Haney did convincingly for 10 rounds?
With the volume up is what I want to know.
Not mine.
It ain't
I
mine.
was muted.
No, soy yo.
Who is that?
Yeah, somebody with a background, something like a TV on.
Oh, yeah,
That could be me. That could be me. Sorry, I'll turn the TV down.
Come on.
But yeah, you know what I mean?
Country.
Can you see that, Jules? Can you see him going over there pitching a 10 round shutout?
Look, he had a choice. And for what it's worth, he did make the smart choice. He had to choose between this and Sebastian Fundora, and I said it then. I was almost 100% sure Fundora knocks him out. Why? It's the Willie Nelson fight all over again. Tall, really tall guy that wants to fight in close quarters. That's the Willie Nelson fight all over again. So between those two choices, he chose Tim, because even though Tim's a pressure guy, he is a smaller guy, a much smaller guy than Fundora, and he's a smaller guy than him. So he has that advantage that he's the taller fighter, the longer fighter. He can punch. Tim has shown, he could get clipped on the way in, and he has to get in on Tony. So it's a 50-50 fight. Anything could happen. But I have Tim. I do have Tim. I have Tim. I don't trust, at the end of the day, what seems far-fetched for me, based on the pace he sets, that Tony won't get hit hard for 12 rounds, that nothing's going to get in. I don't buy that. So I'm going with
Jules,
Tim. Late
that's
night.
why
No.
I understand that point too. It's a good point. And just about note, right now we're 6-2 Zoo. So I'm sorry, we're six people got Zoo, 2 got Harrison. I'm sorry, continue.
Nah, I think doesn't somebody else have Harrison?
I have
Yeah.
Harrison.
Ivo has Harrison. Mirage has Harrison. Unbiased has
Oh,
Harrison.
that's 3.
Harrison has to, like, in my opinion, how he should approach this fight. Keep it on the outside. Honestly, I'm banking on Harrison's jab to do most of the work, man. If he can like, he's got a good jab. If he can effectively keep the distance with Zoo, I can see it in his favor, man.
And stay off the ropes. Stay off the ropes.
He has to stay off the ropes because, like, here's the thing, right? Like,
that's the thing, Mirage. Tony doesn't stay off the ropes, bro. Even in fights that he's winning, he doesn't stay off the ropes
because sometimes he lacks discipline.
Here's how I see the fight going, man.
Well,
I think that early part of the fight, Harrison's going to do great. Might even surprise Tim Tszyu a little bit. There's going to be a little bit of drama. As the fight goes on, it's gonna, Harrison's going to slow down a little bit. I think towards the end of the fight, Tim's going to finally get to him and come through with a TKO, but it's going to be a hard-fought fight. I don't think it's just going to be a walk in the park at all.
Quick, I wanted to say that, Harrison sits on the ropes because he gets tired. Like, that's one of the reasons he does it a lot.
And he just did that in the Sergio Garcia fight, fighting off the ropes. I don't think – see, Sergio, he throws flurries. They're not really coordinated. I like Tim's punch picking. I do think he picks good punches to throw. He's got good shot selection. Some guys, they just throw whatever. Sergio, he's one of those. You're just throwing whatever, bro. You just throwing because you're there. You're not thinking about or setting up or anything like that. Tim, if you watch the Takeshi Inui fight, he's got really good punch picking. So I trust a little more that something hard is going to get inside 12 rounds, then you're going to go 12 and win a decision. But we'll see. That's why we watch. We'll see. And Tony's been at 154 for a very long time. A very long time. I don't imagine that makes you more durable over time. No, we'll see.
I have a question for you. Irrespective of who wins, be it Tim or be it Tony, do you think either one of them will eventually, like, challenge Charlo next? Like, I mean, let me phrase it. Do you think they'll get the Charlo fight, or do you think worst case scenario, Charlo vacates the belts? Do you think they will have it, like, those guys can ever unify with someone?
Oh shit, that was nice.
What happened?
That was shit.
What, man?
Paulo Coso knocked down
the MMA fighter?
No. It's his name, but the way it was right hook uppercut combination.
Cuso, right? He just went down.
Yeah, I've seen him fight, and I've heard a lot of great things about him.
Paulo Costa.
Yeah, he was at the Olympics.
He's on the ropes getting pummeled, but the bell just rung.
It's a disgrace we're not getting any of these fights in America. This is some bullshit, man.
Blame Showtime, bro.
Some bullshit.
But yeah.
Man, this kid can bang. This kid looks impressive.
Let me go get a look at this fucking guy. Smoking a cigarette. Yeah, but it's Unieski Gonzalez, guys. Let's not shout it from the rooftops.
Yo, but this dude has 3 pro fights. Like, is pretty decent.
He went down from that punch, man. He just
let's not fucking wet the bed over here with pre.
Yeah, but he's still a beautiful puncher.
That was I think that was either a left hook or an uppercut, but man, he took that one. He went down.
I like how he throws shots.
Let me get a look at this fucking
solid power.
Yeah, that was an uppercut. A right uppercut.
Next week we got Jarrell Miller versus Lucas Brown. I got Big Pharma winning that fight.
Yes, sir.
They're going to be fighting in Dubai, I believe it is. Somewhere over there, Abu Dhabi, UAE. Just somewhere over there. They got a fight coming up.
Miller is the perfect representation of America. Someone
with no drug testing, because they're both going to be just superhuman.
Those guys are going to be juiced to the gills, bro. The both of them. Remember, Lucas Brown failed 2 VADA tests, bro. It's a Cuso, not a Costa. What the fuck? Y'all got me thinking he's the MMA guy. Paulo Acosta is a UFC fighter.
You're talking about Paulo Costa. No, bro.
Pablo Costa.
You're talking Paulo. No, wait.
Whatever.
Oh, no.
Look, his first name starts with a P and his last name starts with an A. He's a fucking MMA guy.
Augusto se llama.
If you're an MMA fan, we actually have a Waldo Cortez Acosta. So,
Real quick on something you said earlier. The whole thing about people talking about Terrence Crawford's resume is literally, to me, this is my opinion, one Danny Garcia fight away from being almost the exact same resume as Spence.
Yeah. You could say that. I mean, I don't think Spence's resume is all that. The guys that he fought, I've always felt he's fighting backwards. That the best guy he fought was Brook, and how do I know that? Well, Brook beat Porter, and Porter beat Danny, and Porter beat Ugas. So in essence, you're fighting backwards. You know that the best guy you beat was a couple of years ago in 2017, and that was Kell Brook. And Kell is a better fighter than Sean. Sean proved he's a better fighter than Danny and Ugas because he beat them. So, it's a good welterweight resume, but the way it gets talked about, it's like, bro, come on now.
They talk like he just beat everybody who was like unstoppable.
The reason I really like Usyk's resume is because those guys were at their best when he fought them. You know, those guys, they were at their best when he fought those guys. But in America, you know, everything is all about marquee value as opposed to actual ability. That the Mayris Briedis that he fought, that was a sharp Mayris Briedis, a prime Mayris Briedis. That was a sharp Gassiev, a prime Gassiev, and Glavatsky, and you know, it's like
Marco Huck.
You can't shit on it, you know. Whereas, you know, yeah, you beat Sean, but Sean had already lost to Brook. And it's not like you beat Sean in good fashion either. You had a fucking World War III with Sean, bro.
And he had to punch him in the dick a few times.
Yeah, because there was a lot of low, like they didn't get called, but there were a lot of low blows in that fight. I don't care about low blows, but I'm just saying you did punch him in the dick a lot, and it didn't keep him out of your wheelhouse. That what I noticed about that fight, and my takeaway from that fight is your jab really ain't all that great because Brook was able to control Sean with his jab. Like if you go back and you watch that fight, he was landing hard, and he was able to control him. And when he got inside, instead of selling out and trading, he just tie him up and smother. Errol actually got sucked into Sean's fight, which told me, like, yo, you really not that guy, bro. Like, I just keep seeing all the signs that you really not that guy. And remember, that's before the car accident.
I was about to say the same thing. That was before the accident.
Slightly off topic, but man, I thought Kell Brook could have been a much better welterweight had he like not taken those big money fights so soon. Like if he had just stayed in the division, I feel like he would have given a lot of guys hell.
Well, remember, he was supposed to have a unification match with Jesse Vargas for the WBO and IBF. Whatever happened, and they didn't fight. And, you know, Keith Thurman never – who mic is that? Who got the shitty mic? These shitty mics, man.
I got the great mic. I'm on my work mic.
Your mic is wonderful. What the fuck? Right. Keith Thurman never had the energy for Brook that he had for Danny Garcia and Paulie Malignaggi. And bear in mind that Brook was already a champion for like 3 years or some shit like that. And I don't see you shouting across the room at Brook probably because if you do, you know he gonna shout back. Like Brook was with the shit, man. Like Brook wasn't no bitch. And hindsight, I'm like, yo, if they would have fought, before Brook fought Golovkin, Brook would have fucked around and got him, man.
Hey, Jules, ask AJ's prediction for the fight tonight.
AJ, who you got winning the fight?
10 by mid to late stoppage.
7-3. That's 7-3.
You know, regardless of how it ended, Kell Brook was a throwback fighter. He wasn't afraid to go. What I'm saying is the attitude. Like he'll be your Huckleberry.
It's like he didn't have the greatest resume, but a part of it was that guys didn't want to fight Brook though. You know, if he's out here fighting the JoJo Dans and Kevin Biziers of the world, well, a lot of guys wasn't in a hurry to fight Brook.
I mean, when you got to go to middleweight, Jules, when you got to go to middleweight to get a payday and your toughest fight because nobody won't fight you.
Yeah, like Keith Thurman didn't keep the energy for Brook that he had for other fighters.
Hey, Leo, what were you going to say, bro?
I want to ask this question because I was wondering this about Kell Brook for a long time. that move, that Kell Brook move, but going to middleweight to fight Gennady Golovkin, it was a legit try to him to conquer the middleweight division, or it was Kell Brook daring, quote unquote, daring to be great?
Honestly, I think he was cashing out because things weren't happening for him at welterweight. Like, if I looking at it and when I interpreted it, it wasn't him daring to be great. Remember, this is a prime Gennady Golovkin that's running over everything. Like, you just figured you'll go up there, you'll get pasted, and there's a built-in excuse because at that time things slowed up with the Jesse Vargas fight. I remember that, the unification match. Things slowed up with that. You weren't going to get a Keith Thurman fight. You know, all the welterweight names, you can't get any of them. All you're fighting are Kevin Bizier's and Jojo Dan's. So looking at it, I just feel like he cashed out. I don't think he was daring to be great. I just think
That's what I say, quote unquote, daring, like the Mikey Garcia move.
Yeah, like I don't think he was daring to. I think you cashed out, bro. You knew that I go up there with Golovkin, I make more money than anything that is on the table for me right now. Oh, come on. How bad could it be? What's the worst that can happen?
That was his mistake, though, because by doing that, he messed up his face, and then it killed him in the Spence fight.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
I hate that statement, daring to be great. I've heard that statement so many fucking times in the last couple of years that it made that it's
challenging himself. Is that better?
It started with, didn't it start with Canelo?
I don't think that, but this is the thing, you know, I don't really believe most of the time that when we see these guys move up suddenly like this, right, for a quote unquote big fight, they love to bring up Duran, but that's not what Duran did in the Leonard fight. That's not what he did. He had 8 fights as a welterweight before he fought Leonard. So it wasn't just, oh yeah, he just jumped up for a bit. No. That's not what he did. He gave himself time. He acclimated to the weight. Whereas what you're doing is more akin to cashing out, not daring to be great. You're cashing out. You know,
he fought Carlos Palomino before the Leonard fight, right?
Yeah. Besides, I don't know about y'all, but honestly, I think that if Kell Brook had never fought Triple G, I don't think Spence would have beat him.
Probably not.
Bro, he was giving Spence hell in that fight.
Exactly. And he was already damaged. And he still gave him issues. And if he had never fought Triple G, don't think Spence would have won. That's just my thing.
But also, like, I don't disagree. I do think he was cashing out in that fight, but when he actually fought, even though it was only 5 rounds, he was stepping to Triple G. It wasn't like he just went there to lay down. Like,
oh yeah, he went toe to toe.
Like Jules said,
after the second round,
there's no bitch in him. There's no bitch in Kell Brook.
Like, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, after the second round, Mikey was just on a high guard the entire fight, trying not to.
See, like what Mikey did wasn't daring to be great. Like I you know what I believe? Honestly, Mikey knew he was going to lose that fight, and it was all about mitigating damage. Because when was Mikey fighting? Like when in that fight were you fighting? When?
He showed the most exertion. No, Mikey showed the most exertion at the end of the round, fucking fist pumping.
No, the ring walk. He probably slipped and walked to the ring.
Who did more? Who did more? Mikey fist pumping or Jose Benavidez head nodding against Danny Garcia?
Like that was the fight with Errol and Mikey, and it's like, look, bro, okay, you're gonna fight a little guy, fine, whatever, it does happen, but at least beat the fuck out of him. And you didn't beat the fuck out of him. No,
at least drop him to make him take a knee. Did you do
like
that?
Beat the fuck like Roman Martinez dropped this guy, bro. You can't drop this fucking sack of potatoes. Come on now, like he's a little guy.
Hey, can I ask you a better question? When was the last time you remember Mikey Garcia beating the fuck out of someone?
No, I wanted Errol to beat the fuck out of him.
But
like no, because you know if you're gonna fight a little guy, let's make it bloody. Let's make it nasty. Like. Fuck him up, you know, and he didn't fuck.
I mean, honestly, for what it's worth, I would have rather had him fight Lomachenko, although I thought he would have lost that fight too.
Yeah, he never wanted that fight, man.
Shout out to Alexis. Shout out to Alexis. This is what Alexis likes to call, and I watched this segment about this. That's what he likes to call sophisticated ducks. For example, with Mikey, it was a sophisticated way, an elaborate way of ducking Vasyl Lomachenko, because you'll remember that at the time, the fight that people wanted to see Mikey in was the Lomachenko fight, but the Lomachenko fight ain't got no built-in excuse. You lose to that guy, you just lose, you know? Now, Kell, I don't think Kell was ducking anybody when he went up to middleweight. It's just that there was a scarcity of opportunities for him at welterweight. You wanted the Khan fight. that wasn't about to happen. Things slowed up with the Vargas fight for whatever reason. And, Queefy, he ain't got no time for you. Danny, he ain't got no time for you. So
You called him Queefy.
Queefy.
Hell yeah,
I like that.
Queef Thurman.
It's a queef.
Wow.
He's the queef of the year.
Fellas, I posted this on Twitter the other day. Like, I don't know about y'all, but like my biggest regrets was that Bud never got his hands on Keith. And that would have been a beautiful sight to see.
Mine is that he never got his hands on Danny because I'm so sick of I'm just so sick of people talking up beating Danny Garcia. Bro, Danny Garcia has not had a relevant win in a decade.
He wouldn't.
No, I mean, dude, fellas,
140.
Bud would have ran through. He would have ran through all the PBC welterweights.
Bro, most his wins at welterweight were against light welterweights. It's almost like he never moved up in weight.
Really, like the guys that he beat at welterweight, Red Catch from the lower weights, Granados from the lower weights. I think he fought Rios.
The ghost of Robert Guerrero.
Robert Guerrero. It's like, bro, and this is what I'm talking about. That they hold it against Crawford that he didn't fight Danny, like he didn't make an offer to Danny. It's like, bro, like
he did,
whoa,
and it was turned down. We all know this. Like,
well, I waited him twice.
I won't stand here and let y'all trash talk one of the highest ranked 160 pounders, Danny Garcia. Okay,
Hey, Ivo, wait,
ranked 9 by the
Ivo,
IBF, 4 by the WBC, and 7 by the WBA.
Ivo, I'm only going to tell you this once. No more free basing silly putty. Stop it.
Ivo, wait, Ivo, I want to tell you something. Are you listening?
I'm listening.
Shut up.
Yeah, yo. I mean,
y'all
like,
just
Danny,
y'all some
like I don't understand how beating Danny Garcia is supposed to be this. Like, look, when Keith did it, even though it wasn't really spectacular, but when Keith did it, yeah, it did matter because it was a unification match and he was unbeaten. But it's like, yo, dog, like everybody knows he lost in Puerto Rico to El Maestro. Everybody knows, like, bro, everybody that's seen that fight know, bro, you should already have a loss in the column because Mauricio Herrera gave you the biz. You know what I mean? Some people think Lamont beat you. Some people, I remember that. Some people thought Lamont beat him. And it's like, okay, fine. You got some gifts in those fights. That's fine. Fine. But Thurman beat you, right? So it's like, bro, why is beating Danny Garcia such a big deal? Like, I don't get it. Like,
it's just brand association because he's with that side.
Gotta
Facts.
I mean, we're talking about the guy who turned down a Tony Harrison fight, right? Who said he wouldn't fight him.
He did turn down Tony Harrison.
Well, the Garcia, I mean, the Garcia matters because
apparently.
what he did at 140. That's why everybody gives a shit. He's done literally nothing at 140. He never did anything at 147.
And
how much y'all want to bet? Wait. How much y'all want to bet if Tony loses tonight, Danny will be jumping up to fight him? How much y'all want to bet?
Oh yeah. No, but Danny's about to fight Laura. Danny's about to fight Laura.
For the vacant belt?
For
the vacant, right?
It's not vacant. Laura got it. He got elevated to champion.
Oh yeah, right. He did.
For the belt
Triple G
and a
vacated,
catchweight.
right? So yeah.
Name a more inconsequential, forgettable fighter right now than Danny Garcia. Just name one.
Amir Khan.
Well, he's retired.
Luis Puente says, "What does Mirage think about Benavidez' skills?"
We already know. We already know. We already know. We're good. We already know.
Nah, but I'll tell you what. I think Diego Pacheco is like a more skilled version of David.
Oh, he looked great. He looked great earlier, man. He looked great.
What card was he on? What card did he fight on?
That was the Matchroom show that Callum Smith was supposed to fight on, but he pulled out.
You asked for
that was
more
today?
Irrelevant, asked for a more irrelevant boxer than Danny Garcia.
Did they just bump up? Did they bump up somebody to the main? Or
yeah, they bumped up Diego Pacheco to the main, and he got a nice knockout. He looked good over there. He looked good over there.
Hey, all that sparring with Benavidez is clearly paying off, isn't it?
Here we go.
That's what happens when you have a great teacher. That's what happens.
Man.
Wow.
Who's the great teacher?
See what you started.
Obviously, Benavidez is teaching him well.
Okay. Because of that crowd, bro. It's mad people there.
Pacheco looks good. A lot of poise for his age and experience.
Yeah, like I want to see him fight Berlanga. Like I feel like Eddie has a star in the making with Pacheco, and the crossover fight would be the Berlanga fight if Berlanga actually accepts it, which I wrestle with.
I don't think
but
he
wants.
So
he wants to build up Berlanga as well, so he's not going to ruin either one of them. I don't think he's going to match them up.
How about Jaime Munguia?
But then how are you going to see? This is the thing. how are you going to make Berlanga or clean up Berlanga's image based on the damage already done, his last 3 fights or whatever? How are you going to clean that up? You got to put him in there with somebody, bro. Like, motherfuckers just ain't going to be watching him waltz around the ring with nobodies. Like,
unless he sacrifices him for Pacheco.
I have a theory. I think that Eddie's going to match Edgar a little soft, going to get him some wins. He's going to see his limitations, then he's going to feed him to somebody. That's what I think.
Baby, he has to match him, baby. He has to match him, baby, soft, bro. Like super soft, like.
But I think at some point in the juncture, we're going to start to see some more cracks. Then once Eddie sees that, he'll just cash him out with somebody.
If he fights Jaime, Jaime's gonna whoop his ass, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but that's the other thing that even a guy like Jaime, for all the shit that Jaime gets, Jaime is further along than Edgar, though. He is.
Yeah,
like,
he has 40 fights, though.
Yeah,
I don't even know. I'm not even sure that Jaime would take that either. Like, I feel like they're like two cats. You ever see two house cats when they're scared of each other and they just circle around each other?
I don't think, well, honest to God, I think Jaime's ass would be snapping at the grass to fight Edgar Berlanga, bro. Like,
man, the only thing Jaime would be afraid of is getting rabies from being bit. That's all.
Yeah, I honestly think Jaime would beat him like a drum. Honestly, he'd beat him like a drum.
Fellas, question how Nikita look tonight? He look good?
I didn't get to see him. Showtime didn't show the whole card.
Oh shit! Okay, damn. Is the main event next already? Or
yeah, that's all they're showing, bro. They only showed a portion of this fight.
Like
what the
I
hell?
saw they're only showing the last 2 fights. But I heard Nikita's more talented than him.
Oh,
I don't know. I haven't seen him, but
I watched him fight.
I've heard people say Nikita's the most talented of the two. So
yeah, he is. He does have a higher ceiling than Tim.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. You have higher, so okay. You think so, Jules?
Mm-hmm. Damn, you look at the legs on that joint in the back. Fuck, she doing?
Ass,
ass. Hey, Mirage, why Australia? Hey, Mirage, why? Hey, Mirage, why are Australian women so hot, man? Fuck, y'all putting in the water over there?
Don't know, man. But you got good taste, obviously. Should come down sometime.
Fucking Australian,
it's
man.
The spirit of the
fucking
koala.
You know what I noticed? Everybody that goes to Australia says they love it. Literally everybody that goes there.
Bro, who has ever gone to Australia and be like,
Alicia loves it.
Yeah, she came out and
Alicia
said,
loves
yeah,
it.
Australia
Australia loves
awesome.
Alicia.
Like,
so yeah,
Evan
Australia
Haney
loves
was like,
Alicia.
I'm gonna buy a house out here.
Who's sleeping? Well, who's breathing hard?
That might be me. I'm sorry if I'm breathing hard. I'm old and getting fat.
I'm biased.
That's
I'm biased.
UNESCO.
When I say Alicia's name, she has that effect on people, so I get it.
Hey, at least you're
Well,
not
I'm telling you,
man.
man, we gotta get you a
That's
gallon of water for
UNESCO
your thirst for
Gonzalez.
Alicia.
That's UNESCO Gonzalez. breathing like that.
I got 2 gallons, bro. I got 2 gallons.
You could have been busting out snoring, man. So it's all good. At least you're not doing that.
Hey, it's all good.
Though.
It's not a Devin Haney fight. You don't got to snore yet.
Bro,
wow,
the
disrespect.
Is that like a shawl? He has a shawl, bro. That's what that is.
A what?
Look, a shawl, bro. My wife wears those, bro.
Oh, y'all talking about Jamel?
It's a shawl, bro. That's a shawl, bro.
It goes with the Glow Girl lipstick, man. Come on.
Wait. Is that
My lip gloss is popping.
So is that what Jamel's wearing?
Bro, look at he's wearing a shawl, bro.
That's what I said. It's like, bro, I asked, what the fuck does he have on? Like,
He took Wakanda Forever a little too seriously.
yeah, literally.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna give him this. At least he's not putting peroxide in his hair because that shit is weird, bro.
Oh, thank God. Y'all know that.
He needs a purse, honestly. He needs a green purse that he should borrow from Tank.
Luis Puente says Triple G versus Danny Garcia. How many rounds does it go? Even today's Triple G would beat Danny like a drum.
2.
He beat him like
he gets him out in 2 or 3.
The thing is, they're talking about Lara versus Danny Garcia at a catch weight of 155, which I think is fucking like, what is with the catch weight?
Joke business.
But even with the catch weight, I think Lara can beat him. Yeah, I think Lara can beat him. I do. I
hope so.
And I hope that he does, because even though I'm not a big fan of Lara, I really hate Danny Garcia. Like I really
We
do.
know,
Like the
Jules. We know.
You've made that painfully obvious.
Okay, but Julius, talking about Danny Garcia versus Erislandy Lara. Danny Garcia's, I see is moving in direction of the money. He's trying to get a money fight. Is there really money on the Erislandy Lara fight?
No, but is there really money at junior middle?
No. But you know what? It's really going to be
Okay,
next. Though.
if you're talking about money, there is money against him.
You don't think there's going to be money
He's
in a
not
Keith
gonna
Thurman
travel,
rematch?
bro. He thinks he's a fuck. You don't understand that for whatever reason, and I don't understand. He think that he like a star or some type of shit. Like he think that, and it's like, bro, like he turned his nose up at Tony Harrison, and I'm like, hold up, bro. You just fought Jose Benavidez. You the same dude that had time for Ivan Redkach, so you could turn your nose up at Tony Harrison. Make it make sense. Like there aren't, to me, he should retire. If I'm being real, there were not big money fights between 154 and 160. There are none. There are. You could get your hands on a belt if you're lucky enough to beat Lara by some chance, by hook or by crook. Okay, now what?
Keith Thurman rematch.
Oh Lord!
Now, bro, that's what I think they're
that.
trying to do.
Anything
Like,
for that.
Come on, man. You're
like they're
making
gonna make
Jules
like him and Keith fight at 154.
Yeah.
And then the
Wait a
title's
minute,
gonna be
wasn't
some
he
corny
calling for a
shit like
Keith rematch
unfinished
not that long
business.
ago? I swear he was.
Y'all giving me gas
about that. But ain't Keith supposed to be fighting Errol?
When?
I mean, it hasn't been announced yet. So you'll guess. So you.
Errol does not want to fight Keith, man.
I don't.
He doesn't want to fight Terrence. He doesn't want to fight.
I don't think he
Boots.
want to fight nothing,
He
bro.
doesn't want to
Like,
fight Harold Calderon. Like this
It's
motherfucker don't want
March,
to fight
bro. We
nobody.
in March. They haven't announced shit. It's like, bro, what is going on,
Bro, the only thing he's fighting is sobriety. Let's just get it straight, all right?
That's hilarious.
Oh,
you ain't shit for that though, man.
Show the lie.
Are they in Australia? Brian Custer and Jermel and Steve Farhood?
Now you know Showtime doesn't have that kind of budget.
No, they're not. They're not. It looks like they're in the studio.
See that's a jip. I would want to be there, bro, if I were them. I would.
And you know what's crazy? They were saying that Jermel was going to go to the fight. But
That's why I asked. That's why, because they said that yesterday that Jermel is going to be at the fight.
Yeah, Jermel should be the one that's fighting him.
Showtime doesn't have the travel expenses.
Bruh. They ain't got enough money. They don't have enough money to put Jermel on a plane.
That's a long flight, man.
That is a
Look,
long flight.
economy plus or no go.
Well,
Jermel's like, put me in the studio.
You know what if they're doing it like the internship where you have to use your own money to travel to your own fight? You know, it could be.
How does Abner Maris like step in the studio and go, you know what, I'm gonna wear these sunglasses? And they're like, yeah, that's a good look. Like right on TV.
Now
just
remember,
like that.
doesn't he have the eye thing, bro?
I don't
Like,
know, but it bothers me just looking at the dude. I feel like
there's a lot of sun in the
He
studio,
came back.
villain.
He was in a fight though. He was in a fight though, so how was his eye not recovered?
Bro, and why was he in a fight?
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
a
other
better
fucking
question.
thing.
Oh, Showtime.
That was pathetic, man.
That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Like, why is this man fighting for what?
They had to wheel his ass out the freezer.
Bro, I can't get that out of my head. That country called him a glow girl.
Honestly, it's not too
glow girl, bro.
Honestly, he does look like one of those glowfish that you would find at Petco
Bro,
for $20.
Tony did call him a bad bitch, if you remember.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Tony was getting, man. Tony has snaps for days.
Who'd he call that? Who'd he call that?
Jermel, bro. He was calling him a bad bitch.
Hey, Jules, you remember back in the day you had that edit of Floyd Mayweather and like the freaking short shorts and like the
with
freaking
with
fur
the high
coat.
boots,
And
with the high
you know what's pissing me off? That is still less cartoonish than what I'm looking at Jermel and fucking Tank.
Bro, I don't know what's going on. Tank's wearing purses and this guy has a shawl. I don't know. I don't know.
I will say this. I respect him for coming out of the closet, though. I do respect it.
Oh my God!
Well, he was trolling. We can
They
let
said
him off
Tank.
if he was trolling, maybe.
They said Tank beat a bitch up for that purse.
Damn.
Oh.
Do you think that's the pregnant woman's purse?
Oh.
Could be, yo.
Oh.
Get Hayes says, I'm telling you, they're gonna dig up the ghost of Saddam Ali for Danny. Yo, you never know, bro.
I remember when people were trying to make
I mean,
Saddam
so like,
Ali
I just
happy.
realized something. Like, it's kind of ironic because like Tony may have said that about Jamel. He's dressed like, I mean, he's definitely dressed like a bad bitch now, so it makes sense.
Bro, that's literally a shawl, bro. It's literally glowing and twinkling. Look at it's literally twinkling on the shit, bro.
Oh,
damn, he,
That's
remember,
that's a grown man dressed like that, and he
Oh.
chose to. Like he
Damn,
put those clothes on.
He looks
You wouldn't see
like
me
the
in no shit
hookers
like that.
he looks like the hookers that walk down Watt Avenue. Oh no.
It's a good sized crowd. How many people they got in there? That's a lot of fucking people, man.
He looks
What
like
arena
one
is
of
this
the he looks like one of the gang members from the Bad video. You know the Michael.
Hey, bro, what arena is this, bro?
Man, I don't even know, to be honest. We don't have big fights here. Boxing matches so rare. I don't even know. Like, we don't really have established sort of stadiums and things like that. I don't even know.
How big was the marketing for this fight over there?
I don't know, but it's a lot of people.
Pretty. Yeah, it's on like the sports channels. Tim's like our biggest boxing star. So yeah, it's pretty marketed
There's Alicia.
quite well. It's marketed much bigger than Cambosis. He's much bigger over here.
Apparently,
And
the venue's called
Osos is what,
Kudos.
bro? Why you? Mirage is lying, bro.
I believe that
the
because you know he's the son of a great though.
The
Yeah.
venue's Kudos Bank Arena.
You said Cambosos is bigger than Tim.
No, other way around.
Oh, I was, but I
Yeah.
heard it. Yeah, I must, because I'm like, bro, Tim
No.
was putting asses in the seats during the pandemic, bro. In 2020, 14,000 and all that to see him fight, bro.
Yeah, he'll sell out anywhere he fights in Australia. By the way, I just saw the graphic on the stream. I just want to say officially yesterday, I purchased Benavides Plant pay-per-view. Let's fucking go.
What's it cost you down
Congratulations.
there? What's it cost down there?
Cost me 20 US.
See, that's why we have different opinions about that fight, Mirage. Because for us, it's 4 times that amount.
Really?
It's $80.
$80.
Whoa!
$80
Yeah, they
bro.
tax.
That's a huge fucking lump of fucking cash for a pay-per-view.
But you see, that's why we have this difference of opinion as far as what belongs. If it were $20, I wouldn't say shit. It's $80 fucking dollars, bro.
But you're gonna buy it, you know it.
Of course, because I'm
Are
gonna.
you going to be loyal and you're going to support Benavides at the end of the day, Jules?
Hell no.
I can depend on you.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use his fight to put money in my pocket. That's what I'm actually doing.
Fucking
Yeah, because you're gonna go live.
Hey, why not? Why not? Got to do the hustle.
Why not? Liam, shout out to my man Liam. Will be interesting if Tony showing up late will affect his performance. Kudos Bank, there are 19,000 in the arena. It's a good sized crowd, man.
Oh, he was late. He wasn't on time.
Yeah, he was late, bro. They showed the shit, but I was starting to get worried because they showed the dressing room earlier. He wasn't in that shit.
Yeah, niggas, man, shit.
Hey, man.
Wow. Just like that.
You got Red Fox singing the national anthem, bro. You got Red Fox. That dude look like Connor Ben from far away. Dude with the white shirt.
The
He
big
look like a
moment. Let's
slow
fucking go.
Yeah, man, you gotta sing national anthem, bro. It's national. Going national out here, bro. Yeah, that's a nice side. It's always nice to see a big turnout, man. Shout out to Tim for putting asses in the seats.
What? Hey, Jules, why isn't the beer tonight? It wasn't a beer night.
Oh, not for this fight. The beer is gonna beer. I'll tell you, the beer is gonna beer during Loma versus Haney.
Okay.
The beer will be beering for
The beer will be beering.
It's gonna beer. It is gonna beer. It's gonna beer for Garcia versus Davis. The beer is gonna be. Well, no, I can't beer the beer for Inouye versus Fulton. It's too fucking early. That's
Day drinking.
I mean, that's morning drinking.
This fight isn't worth being day drunk.
That's like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning drinking.
No, but you know how it is. You know how it is, Villain. That at least on the East Coast, the Japanese fights are at 6 and 7. You know, I don't. It might be earlier out.
I'm Midwest, so it's like 5 a.m. here.
Yeah, see, for us it's about 6, 7 a.m. So it's not that bad, you know. But
I would like to see you hammered at 4 a.m. though. That'd be nice.
I'm not drinking no fucking beer at no 4 a.m.
We need one of those good long streams of like we get the 5 hour, like when you start going off, like we go down all these like roads.
The drunk
like,
ramblings.
Yeah, it's
Oh
good,
man, those are
That's the best
classic
time.
episodes.
Oh, dude, those are fun.
So you
man.
know what the classic is when I fell asleep for like 5 fucking hours.
That's even better.
All right, they about to go to the ring.
Yeah, Tony's
Bro,
making
Tony's
fun.
fight kid is fire. I'm not gonna lie. The
Yeah, that
Detroit
shit,
Red Wings shit.
I ain't gonna front. That shit is mean though.
But Jules, were you live when you fell asleep for 5 hours?
Yeah, like the guys were talking, and the beer was beering, and I just laid down and I was listening, and I just passed out, bro, and I was passed
Still
out.
getting super chats, right?
I was literally getting super chats the whole night, like it was coming in and all that.
Wonderful.
Oh man, that's a good idea. And you can just start sleeping and get super chats. But I like that phrase. The beer is beering.
Hey, Jules,
That's
this
what
is
it was
why
doing.
you
It was
need a
beering.
He was watching.
This is why you need
No
a
more going
moderator,
live
man.
for Frank Sanchez fights.
Hey, Jules,
Yeah,
this is why you need this is why you need a moderator, bro, for times like that.
The beer was definitely beering.
In
But
Frank
yeah, for those
Sanchez-
but for those fights, because those are decent sized fights, you know, I gotta go out, I gotta get a pizza, I gotta get a case of Coronas. For those fights, yeah, definitely. For those fights.
Well,
Hey,
I'm
Tony,
gonna be
Harris is
I'm gonna be drinking. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be drinking Jack Daniel's honey with ginger ale. That's how I'm gonna do it.
Oh, I got a nice big bottle of that. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, because you can do 3/4 Jack Daniel and 1/4 ginger ale, and it's just like you get smooth laid out, but it's so smooth, such a smooth drink.
You could even flip a Ferrari if you had enough.
No, no, thank you.
Really, the smoothest old man shit is the Seagram's Extra Dry Gin with the ginger ale. If
I
you
was
really
never
want
a big
That's
gin
not
fan,
smooth,
though.
bro. Seagram, there's nothing smooth about Seagram's gin. Get the
Seagram,
fuck out of here.
No, you bugging, bro. The gin and ginger ale is that shit, bro.
Yeah, but Seagram's gin is not smooth, bro. You trying to
Look
get
at
come
Harrison,
on,
man. He got
That's a body
Detroit,
shot.
He got a
Being a-
Detroit Red Wings jersey on or coat on.
Being a right and proper Eastern European lad myself, I drink rubbing alcohol with some food dye.
And if it gets
Hey,
really bad,
hey,
if it
Dave,
gets
don't
really
lie.
bad, you drink that.
Yo,
hand
that hoodie is
sanitizer.
fire,
Hey, Evo.
bro.
Hey,
That
Evo,
hoodie
don't
is
lie. You
fire.
learned that in the hospital, man.
I mean, dude, the smell after when you smell enough of it, you just get used to the smell of rubbing alcohol.
So that means you might
Do
as
you
well
ever
just drink
listen to
Everclear.
this?
Then.
Don't know that's Boris. To the left, that's Boris. That's Zoo's granddad, one that trains him.
Look, man, we're talking about
Classy as
drinking.
pops.
We're talking about drinking hand sanitizer. What's more important, for real?
You're right. You're right.
It's the texture, man.
Alcohol comes first. The first
I
and
like that
foremost.
jersey.
I'm the same with Bisco.
Tim looks like he's wearing like a army flat coat or something.
You better be ready for this shit, man. It's a big step up. Better be ready for this shit.
Yeah, this is the testament to see where he at.
Dude,
Acid test, man. It's a real acid test.
They showed a picture of him and his dad sitting together. They practically look like twins, man.
You know what's weird? That I don't think they have a great relationship, Tim and his dad. He don't be at his fights, bro. He don't be at
Tim's
his
doing
fights.
his own thing, bro. If Costa was at every fight, people would have bring him up every single time. Like,
No,
he's trying to separate himself.
no, I don't disagree. It's actually, I think it's worked out for Tim, worked out to where he can be his own man, unlike Chris Eubank Jr., who's still, you know, this is a 33-year-old daddy's boy, you know, like 33 daddy's boy.
Hey, shout out to Roy. Roy Johnson said in the chat, gin is like drinking the water from a Christmas tree stand. That's absolutely correct.
You guys, we get hair on your chest, you drink gin, bro.
Imagine
acting
Costa
like
just staring at Tim Zoo in his corner like Eubank did.
See, I've always liked rum myself, bro. I always liked rum.
What the fuck just happened to the goddamn? All right, there we go. Fucking
Me,
signal.
I'm a sucker. Oops,
Go ahead.
sorry. I know I'm a sucker. I blame my granddad. He was a hard alcoholic, so I just followed in his footsteps.
You telling me that Eastern Europeans are alcoholics, sir? I do not believe that.
Well, I mean, it's only a problem if you acknowledge it.
He doesn't have a problem with alcohol. He drinks all the time.
Yeah.
Let us
He
pray.
drinks-
Let us pray.
He drinks, he gets drunk, he falls down, no problem.
Hey, I have never been that drunk that I fell down.
No.
Then you're not doing it right.
Yeah, you're
You're
doing
not
something
drinking
wrong,
hard
man.
enough, bro. You're not trying hard enough, Ivo.
Well,
More alcohol.
that's because I don't have a friend that's from the Scottish back descent, so I can't. No one ever holds up with me.
All right, man. This moment of truth for Tim, man. Like he chose this, man. He chose this shit.
Major
Well, we got to
props, man.
commend him because he could have fought a bump. He could have fought a tune-up for real.
Nah,
for real.
that's why I give him props, win or lose, because he didn't have to choose this guy,
Leo
man.
says that
Yeah,
Costa
Jermel-
remarried and moved back to Russia.
No, I know that that's where he is. I know that. I just find it. I feel like they must not have a good relationship that he don't be at these fights for Tim. Like he don't be there. Like,
or perhaps could it be the opposite? Because they have a good relationship, he doesn't want him to just be like an extension of his career.
that's a good point. Maybe he's just letting his. And in the end, I do think it lended itself to Tim being his own man. I do think that they're like, yeah, yo, don't just be hanging around here and being around here. Don't be one of the boxing dads. You know what I mean?
Pops is eliminating his shadow.
Yeah, can't be in the shadow if he ain't there, right?
I actually appreciate the fact because I wish more boxing dads would do that. Let your son speak for himself.
Yeah.
Hey guys, are y'all forgetting though that Jose Benavidez is the heavyweight champion, guys? He's unified.
Of what? Nodding his head and sticking out his
Creed,
tongue?
bro. Creed.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. No clean knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell. Damn, they here for it, man. They here for it.
Damn, I wish I'd have ordered my food a little earlier.
Hey,
Man,
Jose
she got some
Benavidez
nice
went
ass
back to,
legs,
New
man. Shit.
Zealand to, go learn how to stick out his tongue professionally.
Yeah, because if this was a guy like Chris Eubank, he's not taking that fight. Because remember what happened with Chris Eubank and Gennady Golovkin? That was his father. It was Chris Eubank Jr.
Do you remember Chris Eubank in his last fight?
Oh yeah.
Beefy gave him
Oh,
a
did you
beefy
hear?
beating.
Did you hear that Eubank demanded $1 million last minute to keep the
Oh,
fight
yeah.
going with Conor Ben? So I feel like that's how the shit got out. Like I feel like he's the source.
Possibly. In the end, it could have been him, could have been his dad. Remember, one thing that can't be downplayed is that Eubank Sr. had just lost a child the year before. So the idea that his son might be in a weakened state in tandem with the shot from that, he might have let that shit get out. Like, they're trying to kill my son.
Yeah.
Please.
Wow, that was actually a great impression.
It was decent, but I can't carry it for too long. I'm working on it, though. I am working on it.
You should be a voice actor.
You can understand how he feels, though. I mean, that's pretty
No,
dramatic.
damn, that's some nice ass stars.
Would you like a glass of water, Jules?
I'm not being thirsty. It's a nice fucking set of legs.
No, Mirage, is this a $20 pay per view
Man,
over
that
there?
jersey is fire.
Is this a $20 pay per view over there too?
Yeah, he said it cost him $20.
No, he said that about Benavidez. Is this a pay? Like, I think this is a pay per view over there, though, isn't it?
He said this one cost him $20.
Oh.
No, he didn't say that. No, he said Benavidez.
No, it is
Hey,
pay per view
Mirage,
though.
are
If
you
you
there?
if you look on the rope aprons, it says no limit pay per view.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mirage, are you there?
Well, it's good for them. They at least get the full fight. They get all the fights at least.
Yeah, no,
Earth
it's a
calling
pay per.
Mirage. You there?
Well, again,
I just thought about it. His name is the way he feels about Benavidez. His name is very fitting, Mirage.
Ooh, fucking poet! What a poet!
Check out.
I'd like to thank No Limit Promotion. I'd like to thank No Limit Promotions for at least affording to send Jimmy Lennon over there, Jules.
Yeah, they got Jimmy Lennon, just nobody else.
They had to take a loan out though, just to get him over there.
A loan.
I think they just sold a couple of kidneys on the side.
Hey,
Honestly,
Jules, don't worry. If he gets too out of line, we'll sick your Capricorn brother Blair Cobb on him, man.
Yeah, facts.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck
Facts.
that. All right. It's go time. It's showtime. Jesus, it's taking a long
Those boos and cheers were like night
time,
and day.
bro.
well, I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
I think Jules, you need to get you a Blair Cobbs interview with your
Bro.
your SAG brother.
Bro.
I can make that happen because my bro interviewed him, so I think I can make that happen for you.
Do you his dad don't Hey, Tim's dad don't like get no camera time with him, huh?
No, he's in fucking Russia, bro.
Jules, if you ever did,
Yeah.
man.
That's what I was talking about. That his dad don't for whatever reason, his father don't be at his fights. He don't be there. I just think it's weird that he don't be there, but you know, hey, it is what it is.
So Jules, you down for that?
Fuck you.
I love you too, Jules. I love you too.
I mean,
man.
I thought you said Blair Cobbs was one of your favorite fighters of all time.
No, he didn't say that, but I brought him to interview.
Y'all need to look at this ass.
Evo, no, but he found out Blair Cobbs is a Capricorn.
Oh, nice. That makes it even better. That's your Capricornian brother from the 17th Nebulon.
Look, they actually have ring girls, bro. PBC cards never have ring girls, bro. I don't know if y'all ever noticed that.
They could
afford it. That's another mouth to feed at PBC.
We gotta file agreements with the union about that.
That's another check they gotta write.
That is another.
Jules, you can try to avoid the Blair Cobbs Capricornian brother stuff, but unless you acknowledge it, we're gonna keep talking about it. All right.
Fuck the both of you.
Don't go into the subject with these ring girls bullshit.
Here we go.
I'm with Michael on
You
this
gotta
one, man.
embrace it, my brother.
Showtime, gents.
Embrace it, man.
Hey, I'm with Michael on this
Soak
one, man.
it all in, man. Like,
Tim got some skinny legs.
Mm-hmm.
What time is it? This game time.
Oh, they even have pyrotechnics, man, for the beginning of the round.
All right, first punch of the fight's a jab, but jab to the body by Tony. Tim very careful on the way in,
Yeah, he ain't walking in, that's for sure.
but he's already inching forwards. Tony's backing into those ropes. Got to be careful. Tony can punch. Whose volume is that?
Sorry,
I got headphones on.
I'll mute myself because I'm multitasking here. I'm at work while watching the fight while chopping it up with you guys. So.
That don't sound like working to me, young man.
Hey, listen, I'm supervisor, and it's Saturday. It's an easy day after the day I had yesterday, man.
What do you do? What do you do for a living? You don't have to tell us where you work at. Just what's your career?
Oh, yeah, I'm an operations manager for a logistic company.
Imagine somebody who doesn't know shit like myself. Explain that to me in that sense.
Come on, Tim.
Stop being fucking dumb.
I deal with the people who pick up the specimens from hospitals and labs and deliver them.
Oh, I got plenty of them over here. Send somebody over. I'll help you guys out.
Okay, so Tony's managing the distance behind the jab. Tim's very tentative. He doesn't want to open up right away. Doesn't want to let anything go. Doesn't want to commit. But you kind of have to give this round to Tony because he is throwing more. He's not landing.
I agree. Yeah,
but he's throwing more. Tim's being very careful.
He's being very sensitive right now.
I gave it to
Tim only threw one punch
generalship.
so far.
You could, Julio, you might have a point. You might, because he is backing him into the ropes, and that does count for
That
something.
was a good little 1-2 from Tim at the 52nd mark.
Yeah, that was. Just caught that. That was.
Oh, neither one's doing a whole lot though.
Fill out round.
Left by Tim.
They're downloading.
Tim's doing last fight I saw him. He kind of starts off slow the first
Fucking
couple
when people
rounds.
say downloading, I hate that.
That's smart. That's smart. Jab to the chest is smart. Jab to the chest is smart.
Well,
Harrison better be careful staying on the ropes, though.
That's the problem. That you don't want to be doing that later on when you slow down.
And that nice little right hand from fucking Tim. Tony felt that one.
Yep.
Good. That's a two-piece. All right, I'm giving this round to Tim.
Tim's a lot smarter than people give him credit for, man.
I'm giving this round to Tim. Tony got off to a good start controlling the distance, but I feel like Tim nicked it.
Yeah, it's a Tim round. I agree.
See, I'm a little behind you guys because they're still fighting right now.
I'm a little behind too. So.
And you're milking.
First round just finished for me.
Me too. It's probably because I'm doing from my work computer, logged in.
Logged in on the work computer and still in company time.
I ain't still in company time. I'm
trifecta.
still getting the job done though, baby. I get it done. Get her done.
Calm down, Larry.
Yeah, I'm about to hit up Blair Cobbs on the inbox and say, Jules.
All
won
right,
again.
you motherfuckers.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
need that. We need that
Blair
energy.
I mean, you're so quick to flaunt your Capricornian energy, but yet when you find out Cobb's one of them, you don't seem to be in such a huge rush.
Come on,
And I
Tony.
believe
At
that
least
you
he's
should
watching
embrace
this.
it all.
Yeah, you starting to act like a Libra.
Can you imagine the
Oh, shit.
Can you imagine the tens of viewers who would tune in to listen to Blair Cobb's interview?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say the tens of
The
viewers?
tens of viewers, yeah.
No, he'll probably be people that pay
No,
attention.
I would listen to Blair Cobb's because he always runs his mouth. So I don't.
And he runs his mouth very well. He listen. If he can get them skills to match it, he'll you know.
I mean, I like watching him see him get ragged all the shit out of him by Rocha.
If
That's a
only
pretty
he
enjoyable
could, if
time.
only he could fight as well as he articulates, he'd be a badass.
But the thing is, we don't know yet.
He can't fight that great, dude.
I don't know about Blair. I don't know about Blair Cobbs, but this is a
I
good
don't
fight.
like.
It's a good fight. It's a good fight.
I don't like the way Tony's reacting every time he gets hit clean.
You see that? You see what the jab did?
And the leg hook.
Yeah.
What did it
He's
do?
getting off, and it's smart pressure. It's smart. He's not just throwing to be throwing, but he's got him under pressure because, hey, you ain't ending up on them ropes by yourself.
I haven't watched Tony fight in a while. Does he always fight off his back foot like this? Is that
Always.
Is it
Always.
Tim doing that?
Yeah, Tony does that.
Hey, he does
Tim
it better
landing a
than
lot of good
Spence.
left check hooks.
Yeah, Tim's been landing a lot of lefts on him.
Yeah. I don't remember Tim Su being that fast. I'm a little bit surprised.
I think Tim's deceptively quick. He's not fast.
Good little uppercut. If he
He
would have
is.
landed that,
Yeah, Tim has a good catch and shoot game too.
well, that's what I think his plan is: to catch and shoot the jab. Keep him under pressure. Keep him moving. Keep him working. Get him tired. Get through when you can get through.
Right there. Look at that. The 58-second mark. That was a good shot, Tim.
Oh, nice little.
Damn, he became posh Cockney accent. That's how good of a hit it was.
Shit.
He almost went fledgling left.
My good sir, that was a good uppercut.
Okay, Tony.
Tony,
Good uppercut, that's him.
Come on, Tony. Are you clinching?
You're
In the
not going to
second
win
round?
fighting a back
Come
foot
on.
jab, bro.
Damn, he almost became the relay voice.
Damn,
know,
Tony
I-
got a nightmare jab. That jab is a
I-
nightmare.
Tony's jabbing him really well.
I go back to old relay episodes just to hear the intro song.
Next on the mother relay.
My favorite relay of all time.
But I do have Tim winning this round, though.
Yeah.
So you got Tim
Yeah,
up 2-1.
it's a Tim
Yeah.
So he's
round.
not getting to the
Dude.
third.
He got off a lot at the start and the middle. Now, Tony's landing those jabs, but it's towards the tail end of the round in the last 30 seconds.
Tim's
it's not-
countering really well, in my opinion.
Yeah, but those jabs.
See, that bodes well,
see
though, if Zoo was winning early rounds.
I don't see those jabs really landing. I think Tim is deflecting those jabs, most of those jabs.
No, he's landing them, but I mean,
They're not.
it's
really
not.
having
It's not a.
big
It's not a
effect on
forceful
it.
jab. It's a jab to back you off.
I-
Tim still has a nice
keep it back.
face too.
I really don't like the way Tony reacts when he does get hit by a jab, though.
See, I'm at the end of the second, and I saw a right hook that Tim
Yeah,
landed.
see that
man.
replay? Leo's right. It's not the jab's not really landing clean.
Yeah, because his glove was in the way of it. Took something off of it.
Tim does have fast hands. He really does.
Yeah, because Tony went out with a jab and Tim caught him with a right hand on the chin too.
I wonder who I would want to party with.
He's already got a bruise on his left eye, though, Tim.
Are y'all in the fourth round or third round?
Third.
Third
round for me.
Yeah, third.
I'm at the beginning of the third.
What would you say? 1-1 or 2-0?
You got a 2-0.
I got 1-1.
I have 1-1.
I got it 1-1 through 2. Tim didn't do quite enough in the first round, but the second round definitely is Tim.
Yeah,
'Cause
Tim's
the only
starting
thing-
to turn up the heat.
The only
He's
thing
starting to
Harrison
turn it
landed in
up.
the second round was a jab. He did get one hook in, but everything else was just jabs. And Tim landed a couple, like 3 or 4 clean, solid shots. So it's clear.
Yeah, he's starting to turn it up.
They're in Australia. Remember where they are. Better factor that motherfucking shit into the equation.
Yeah, you know, I think
Tim's
Japan is
been
the
too
only
conservative, though.
country that don't cheat the fighters.
But
I've
Devin
not
won
seen.
2 decisions over there. Like,
Yeah, because he was
Devin wasn't fighting on his
undisputed.
back foot like this.
Going for
No,
big
that
shots there, Tim Zoo. Going for big shots.
no, that's because Devin made it
Jules.
too damn obvious he won. There was no way in hell they could have given any of those fights to Cambosos.
Exactly. Hey, Jules.
Oh, got the Undertaker hat.
Jules, isn't like Japan the only
Oh.
country that actually calls fights pretty fair for the most part?
I would say so. Very honorable commission.
Fisher
Made up
G
of former.
says-
It's made up of former samurais and members of Voltron.
I
Fisher
think
Genius.
Did you say Voltron? You're such a man.
Hey,
You
Fisher
know what? I'm
Genius
definitely
says
calling
Tim is-
Blair Cobbs now.
Oh, fuck you, bro.
honestly, I think
Fisher Genius says Tim is probably up by 6 rounds on the judges' scorecards.
Well, I've got him up by 5.
honestly, I feel like you guys are a little hating. You know, Frank Warren shows are always fair.
Oh, get out of here.
You joking, right?
No, name one fight outside of like a couple hundred that were not fair.
Oh, shit.
What happened?
Oh, get him, Tim. Get him.
Woo!
Get him, Tim.
Over here, I told y'all a right
Did
hand.
something happen?
On a right hand.
He knocked him
Did
down.
something happen?
He wobbled him.
Oh damn! That's
Oh,
Tim going crazy.
nice. That's hard.
Oh, yeah, he did. Wow.
On the right hand. I told you he's gonna counter right hand over the top. That's the shot.
If
To
there was
counter that
ever,
jab. If your best weapon is the jab, what's the best way to take it away? Counter right hand. Catch and shoot.
Tim cracked him good,
bro,
man.
Tim's a real deal regardless of this fight. Like, I feel he's comfortably at world level.
I think
He looks very solid.
I still want to see him versus Liam Smith.
I want to see him versus Fundora.
Bro, Liam Smith, Tim would be a monster fight.
It's a great
Tony
fucking fight.
Harrison's fighting back, but he's looking a little weary.
Nah, he's uncomfortable, bro, and it's not
You
going to
think?
get better. Not see. Look at that combination. Shot left hook to the body, shot to the head. Not liking the pressure. Now, what's going to happen is Tony's going to open up. He's going to try to assert himself, and he's going to be open for more punches.
Oh,
Tim is already catching him. We cut him with a couple several right hands already in a row.
I can tell Harrison's not comfortable because listen, I'm only in the third round, ending the third round. I can tell Harrison's not comfortable because he's not doing anything but jab.
Tim won that round big.
Man, imagine some
Bro.
dude beating the shit out of you like that. I wouldn't be comfortable either. Just getting those
154
overhand lefts.
154 is a gauntlet of elite pressure fighters, bro. Tim, Castano, Liam Smith, Jamel to an extent. Like,
I can't wait for him to come back, Castano.
Fucking shot, though.
I think it's safe
What's
to
going
say
on in
Tim
the
can let
fourth
his hands
round,
go
y'all?
now. Tim can stop being so conservative. He can let his hands go.
Nah, do it educated. Don't be stupid. Do it educated.
Yeah, but I mean, he could just throw a little bit
He's
more.
been
than he
real
has been.
smart. He hasn't been open for a lot of bullshit, which is what you want. Because Tony can punch. Don't forget that Tony can punch.
yeah.
What the fuck with the signal, man?
y'all see, fucking Tim was using the shoulder roll right there for that. For that catch.
Shoulder lean.
Look good.
That don't mean go crazy. I mean, he could just throw a little bit more. My signal just
my-
went out too. What the hell?
Harrison needs to stop just jabbing. He needs to do something a little more, man.
That's the thing.
He's doing occasional hook. Ooh.
Defense first. That's his speciality, setting up the counter shot. But Tim's not. To Tim's credit, he's being educated with his pressure. He's pressuring with his feet instead of his punches. He's not just throwing to be throwing, which is it's smart. It's what you want.
I'm definitely making sure I count these rounds up so I can, So did he win the fourth round as well? Because I'm just in the fourth round.
Fourth round just started.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm good. I'm on. Seem like I'm caught up then. I don't know what's going with that.
Tony a little busier in this round, getting a lot of jabs out there. He's still under pressure. His back is still on the ropes, but he is shooting the jab more.
Ooh, that right hook was crucial though. That was a nice.
Yeah,
right.
he's trying to get this back.
That's what I was thinking. So when is Tim gonna land the right? And when he did, bop, bam.
El Kabang.
And he's being busier. He wants to be busier. So far, so good in this round for Tony.
Based off the aesthetic of the fight so far, I don't think it'll even hit the 9th round.
The thing is that once Tony starts opening up, he'll be open for more punches.
Yeah.
You gotta force him to open up.
What does Tony do after this loss? Because I can't anticipate him finding a way to win. Does he retire? Does he keep plugging ahead? And just
Well,
gatekeep
it ain't over
status?
till it's over.
Right,
Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah,
You
it's only
jumping
the
the gun,
fourth round.
homie.
Well, that was a
jumping
good
the
shot
gun.
on the inside, Tim Zoo. But Tony, so far, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
I'm saying, does it become gatekeeper status, or is it just for retirement?
Gatekeeper status.
Nah, by the way Tony's talking, I think he is going to retire if he loses this. He said 160 is not an option. He'd rather retire. That made me kind of sad because I feel like he'd run that division.
Good right hand from Tim Zoo. Wait a minute now.
There'd be some good fight. There'd be some good fight. There'd be some good fights for Tony at 160.
Would they fight him though?
That is a different question.
Maybe Blair Cobbs would.
Fucking asshole.
That's your boy, Jules. Come on, man.
Because I see Tony being very busy with the jab on the move, and he's doing good work with it. I feel like this is a Harrison round.
Yeah.
So far, I'd say, but it's still close though. It's still a close round.
It's close, but he's been busy with the jab this round.
It's just nothing's coming off the jab though. It's
That
just
was
the
a-
jab.
But he is definitely doing a pretty
So
good
that-
job avoiding punches right this round though.
Oh,
Yeah, he's moving a lot more.
This is a team
Ooh,
run.
I saw that little right. I saw that right by Tim.
Yeah, I agree,
though.
Leo.
Nice
I
jab by
think
Tim.
it's a Tim. I think it's a Tim round.
I'll
I got
give
him
it
up.
to Tim.
I got him up 4-0.
Good fight. Good fight.
3-1. Team Zoo.
Come on, Jules. Cobb's your boy, man. He's a Capricorn too, man. Just to take him to the fold, man. Welcome him in.
Fuck you guys, man.
Yeah, what is more likely, to have him on the panel or to have Errol Spence? I would kill for either one of those opportunities.
I can get him. I can get him Cobbs though. That's the thing. I really
that's
can't
what I'm
see
saying.
him. It's a good chance I can get him.
Cobbs. Blair the Flair.
Bro,
baby. We need him
yeah,
on the
man,
panel.
he's got that flair, man.
Jules, do it, man. You'll make money, man. Come on.
Can
That's
we
what
get
you're
him
after.
semi? Can we
Bro,
get him
Blair's
liquored up?
Blair's life story actually is very interesting.
Jules
I
has
don't know
the
if you guys
ignore
know
button
about
on
it.
us right now.
Can we get a 6-pack in Blair before he's on the channel though?
You can guarantee that at Errol though.
Come on, Jules. You can do it.
The
You
metrics will go
make some
down.
money, brother. You can do it.
But honestly, the
So
better
he's under
question is,
pressure. All right, tries for the body shot, tries for the left hook to the body. Yeah, you got to show him different punches, man.
Yeah, the
Oh,
fourth
let's
round. The last minute and 20 seconds of the fourth round, Harrison was not active enough, and Zeus took that round.
Harrison needs some lateral movement, otherwise he's a dead man. I don't know what he's doing in there, just standing there.
Well, I told you he's got a bad habit of just laying on the ropes. Even in fights that he's winning, he ends up there. You don't.
What did I
want
say?
him.
Hey, Mirage, how much did they charge you guys for this fight down there?
I think it's 40.
Oh
I think
wow!
it's 40.
Dad, you break bread.
I think I'm not sure. I didn't know. I'm not paying
He's got
for this.
him under pressure, and this is where Tim wants his guy. This is where he wants guys on the ropes.
Yeah, but you think this guy would study? This guy would study up Zoo and know, like, I can't stay on the ropes. So where's the adjustment?
That's a bad habit that Tony has, and if I'm being honest, that's a bad habit that some pure boxers have. They want to fight off the ropes. I don't know if they do it because they're comfortable there or because they're just being put there by the pressure. But a lot of pure boxers do this shit, man, and they shouldn't.
And Tony's got to keep us in the ring.
At least he's active this
That's,
round.
that's what I always like to bring up, that if you're holding the center of the ring, it's better optics. But if you're the guy that's always on the ropes, that's not good optics, bro. It looks like you're being bullied into the ropes.
Harrison just hit him with a low blow by accident, but Zoo is like chasing him around the ring and hitting him.
Man, y'all, these pure boxers, y'all ain't doing the rope a dope, man. Y'all don't need to stay there.
Harrison just looks a full step behind in the whole entire fight.
I think Tim's
I don't think it's that
too.
he's a step behind. He's a step afraid.
He's passive. He's scared.
He's too passive.
Jab that Zoo just landed at the 55-second mark.
Oh, nice uppercut by
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
Tim's
I agree
defense
with-
is good on the inside.
I agree with Real Talk. He says that Tim is walking through Harrison's shots. I agree. He is.
Because Harrison don't look like he's putting anything on him because he don't want to put anything on him and leave himself
He doesn't
exposed. He's
wanna
not taking a
commit.
risk.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's not taking any risk.
And
Yeah,
Harrison's
he's fighting very
getting-
passive.
Harrison's
He
getting
does
hit
a little
on
bit
top.
on the inside, but
You
just
know-
a little bit.
You know, Blair Cobbs wouldn't be passive right now.
Yo, this ain't gonna ever stop, Jules. I think this is gonna be a forever thing.
Can I watch the fucking fight? Can I do that?
Woo!
Yes, you can.
Right.
Nice. Oh, nice combination by
Oh.
Tim.
Jules, do you think Blair Cobbs is watching the fight too?
Oh my fucking god!
I care.
Nice
That was
combo
a
by Tim.
nice counter right hand. Nice counter right hand.
Nah, Tim's looking great.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's looking good. He's
Yeah,
in
I
his
think
groove now.
Tony's getting
He's
fucked
looking
up.
good, man. He's looking good. 5-0. 5-0.
Nah, I got
No,
a 4-1
4-1.
personally.
But I'm still in the 5th round, but it's looking like a zoo round again anyway.
Did not eat all the fucking pizza. They better not.
Uh-oh.
That's what your slow ass gets still being in the Paleolithic.
Again, you can't be using 3-syllable words on this channel, man. They're
I
not gonna
apologize.
Ali Oxen.
No. We like those type of big words on this channel.
No, I like them. I think the crowd might have issues. They don't have.
No, we have an intelligent crowd here at all times. You know.
I hope so.
Audience that watches this channel.
I don't know if there's any Rhodes scholars out there.
Somebody has a 3-2. I don't know what fight you watching, bro.
Oh,
kind of
damn.
pizza
in favor of who?
down there?
Well, because
It better not be Tony.
Because
kind
the
of
5th
pizza you
round
got,
right
bro?
now, I'm giving it to Zoo, but it ain't clear.
Is
But
that
I think he
Papa
got the 5th
John's?
round.
What are we? What
no.
topic?
Never
you got?
mind.
Recognize it from a
Never
mile
mind.
away.
Sorry.
My issue is you look at the aesthetic of Harrison. He looks like he's already been there for 12 damn rounds.
I'm just telling you that them judges is not going to favor you getting backed into the ropes and pressured. They want to see a fight. Like they're not going to give you those rounds just off of just jabs.
They probably gave Tim all the rounds so far.
What's Twitter saying?
When you're getting
Yeah,
pushed in the
it's
corner
4-1 Tim Zoo for me. It's
and you're
4-1
running
Tim
and
Zoo.
you're backing up around the ring, man, that doesn't look good. You know?
I
Yeah, I
wonder
got
what
4-1
toppings you
Tim
got on
Zoo.
that pizza.
He's smacking on it. It must be
Yeah, he
delicious.
is.
What do we got? Pepperoni sausage.
I'm trying to tell you that guys will watch this and they'll think, oh, well, you know, he's not getting pummeled. Like, bro, you don't end up with your back on the ropes by yourself. It happens to you.
Bro, anyone who's saying this is a 3-2 fight so far in Tim's round, you guys have the great eyesight of Helen Keller, man. Y'all crazy.
Oh shit.
Y'all must have been the same judges that only gave Takam 2-round advantage over goddamn Tony.
And Tony's getting a better. Sorry. Tim's
Tony
getting a better
Yoka
on the
Harrison.
inside, man. He really is.
Damn, man.
Gotta be something on that jab.
And the counters, body shots, and Tim is doing a good job of slipping and blocking shit too.
Damn. I don't know what the fuck is up with Harrison, man. Give that motherfucker some diuretic so he can improve his gas tank.
Tony
You know,
Looks like he's
you
fading
know
already. He does.
Can I say this?
He need that hydrochloric
It's because he should be at 160, Ivo, and he's
That's
draining
a
himself.
fact. And you know what he said?
Weight.
He said he'd rather retire than go to 160, which is very
And
disappointing.
And I don't understand who's terrifying him so much at 160.
Danny Garcia.
Bro, he'd fucking
Danny
whoop
Garcia.
a lot of people at 160.
That's what I'm saying. Like I could see him beat someone like Laura. Honestly, I could see that happen. I would love to see him against like a Yanni Beck. I would pay for that too. Like there are fights for him that he can win. I don't get why he's.
Nice job by Tim. By Tony McMeet.
I can't say there's someone at 160 who's like extremely. Actually, there is one, but never mind.
I don't know, man.
Good counter jab by Tim. Side of the dome piece.
He's looking like Tony Superbad Yoka.
Yo,
right now.
No, honestly,
I like Big Baby Miller, a big versus Carlos Takam next.
I like that. I'll take
Honestly,
that.
you love to see the
Hold up,
pure
I'm back.
boxer
I had
being
to get off the- I
outboxed.
had to make a phone call to Blair. Hold on 1 second, guys.
Oh, nice. Damn, he hit him again. Damn, man. Harrison's getting hit. He's getting pieced up.
I was trying to tell
He's
you,
getting
man.
some of the 6th round.
Tim Zoo's a
He
lot
lit up like
smarter than
Christmas
people give him
tree,
credit for.
Well, I
Like,
said that he has good shot selection. Like he picks his punches well.
Yeah, he
Tim
don't
is
just
like
throw.
Tim is a real cerebral.
Yeah, I don't think this is
pressure
going the
fighter.
distance.
Like a lot of people just think he's just some tough dude, but that's silly, man.
Like not all pressure fighters. Tim is one of the pressure fighters that pressures you with his feet, not just his volume. Whereas Jaime pressures you with his volume. That he's just gonna come out and throw a bunch of shit. Some of it gonna land, some of it ain't. Different type of pressure fighters. The smart ones pressure you with their feet.
He cuts off a ring very well.
Yeah, and he has
He's a
good
chip off
feints.
the old block. He
Tim-
fights like
Oh,
his
Jules,
dad,
that makes so
basically.
much
Tim
sense
has
how you
good
just worded
feints.
that. That makes so much sense.
Well, you
I
see,
never thought of it like that.
Heimel just up
Yeah.
and decide, well, I'm just gonna throw a whole bunch of shit, and some of
For
it gonna
guarding
get
you.
in, and some of it ain't. You know what I mean? That's how he applies pressure. Tim's pressure is relative to where he is to where you are. He gonna make you throw, kind of what you throw, catch and shoot.
Zoo might get the knockout because he's landing body shots too, and that's going to make a difference for the later round.
A good counterpuncher will put Jaime on his ass.
Fisher Genius thinks that Tony won that round. Okay.
No.
No, I'm sorry. Outside of the first round, I can't give Tony any other
What'd
round.
you say? What, Jules?
No, he said Tony
People
won
think Tony
that.
won that
Very,
round?
very liberal use of the word genius there.
Bro, I got this 5-1 in favor of Tim. I don't know, man.
Bro,
Maybe I'm
I do
blind.
as well. I have it 5-1
Stop
Tim too.
scoring it because I know what's about to happen.
Bro, I got a
Stop
sweep.
scoring it.
Outside of
It's
the
a six-round sweep.
outside of the first round, which is like a swing round, he stepped in the air. Like everything is
like
in Tony's
Steve,
favor.
Steve Farhood even said the same thing. He can't give Harrison.
Hey,
give Harrison
so
the first round. That's it.
Sophia says time change tonight. Don't forget.
I love it too because that makes my night shorter. I get off work. It goes up 1 hour. So my day's going to be shorter for work.
Unfortunately, I know what's about to happen.
What's about to happen?
Tony's gonna get knocked out.
Yeah, I know.
At this rate, I can't disagree with you.
Tony's about to be stopped. I think so. It's not long
Yeah.
now.
No, Tony's groggy.
Fisher,
gassing. He's gassing bad.
Tony was also getting hit too on top of it, aside from landing jabs. He was getting beat up, man.
It's gonna take more than
Bob back there.
Is anything Tony throwing even bothering Tim? No, bro.
I don't think so. No, it ain't.
There's
He
nothing
walked through
coming
everything.
off the jab. There's nothing coming off the jab. It's just a leave me alone. It's a leave me alone jab. It's not a get the fuck off me jab, yo. Get the fuck off me, yo. Here's a right hand to keep you off me.
You know what he
And
needs?
he's
Tony
digging
needs
at
to
the
throw
body.
it.
He's sneaking those body shots in there, man.
Tony needs
me,
to throw
Tim
an
is like
Alicia is
a-
watching me jab. That's what he needs to throw.
Tim is like a slicker version of his dad, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it's slicker. I don't think it's slicker. They fight very similar. Very, very similar.
I think he gets hit a little less.
I think his father starts off faster though.
Tim is more cerebral than his father.
Tony,
was.
throw an Alicia is watching this jab. Come on.
Costa was very cerebral.
Stupid. Throw the Alicia's watching this jab.
Costa
Well, she
started
is.
off the fight
She is,
faster
what?
paced than Tim.
Yeah, me versus Mike Tyson is a 50-50 fight if Alicia's watching. I gotta put on.
He's gonna go out.
Well, the
Tim's
problem
looking
is-
good, but this is I think a pathetic performance from Harrison. He should have done much better. At least tried.
I'm
Well,
telling
it ain't that it- I
you.
don't-
No,
I don't
listen,
know.
I think he is
I'm telling
trying,
you,
bro.
Mirage, let me tell you, Tim's power is eliciting this respect.
Oh!
Yeah, I understand it depends on the opposition, but even still, I think you can tell like his heart is not in it. He's holding
I
back.
could say this
It's not
thing
the
about
opponent's not
the
in.
beat
He's
that
taking
David
shots.
Lemieux.
You
Tim
basically
hit him
want him to
with
go
a
out on his
three-punch
shield.
combination,
He's got that
man.
"please don't hurt me" look on his face all the time.
I think Tony is trying. I just think Tim is a lot. He just didn't expect this. Like Tim is just a lot
He
smarter
thought-
than people think.
look, the thing is, he looked at Tim's. This is why I think he picked him. He figured Tim is shorter. I'll just keep him out with the jab. I'm a taller guy. I'm a longer guy, and he don't realize Tim catch and shoot game is serious, bro. Like he gonna get in. Like so, you better have something for that shit because he gonna get in.
Yeah, beyond the jab, he's got nothing basically.
Yeah, it's a fact. But the thing
Look,
is, there's a reason why he don't have
nothing
nothing.
coming off that
Because if he
jab.
throws any other shot, he leaves himself open. So he's not willing to go out on his shield.
You got to understand the Charlo fight is a different fight. Charlo is a boxer puncher with power, stopping power. This is a pure boxer. I said it 100 times. I'll say it 100 times more. Pure boxers don't like pressure. They don't. You're seeing that. They don't like it. Tony had an easier time with Charlo because Charlo's not a pressure fighter. That's the triangle of life. I can't get it.
Harrison finally landed a good right hand, but way too late to win that 7th round.
I don't like how he
6-1-2.
reacted to him. What?
What round y'all in? Still 7th or 8th?
I'm in round 8.
Round eight, eight to start.
round 7 just ended for me.
Tony's taking shots. He's taking shots.
6-1 Tim for me.
Yep, same
Shout out to
thing.
Anthony who just sent me $5. I appreciate you, Anthony, for the beer money. I appreciate you, Anthony. You didn't have to do that, but you did it. I appreciate it. Good right hand. Good counter jab from Tony Harrison.
See, Tony doesn't want to let things go because he knows he'll get knocked out.
Yeah, he's not going to let go so much. That's why he's just staying on his jab, trying to keep him off, but he's not committing to nothing else. And this pace is wearing on him. It's wearing on him.
How do you think Tim fares against someone like Fundora?
He'll stop Fundora.
Really?
Tell people, man,
Fundora doesn't use his height. Fundora doesn't use his height.
Fundora, you look at his height and think that, oh, he's so tall. He's not going to use it, bro. He's going to be in the pocket with Tim. And I'm telling you, Fundora's not better than Tim in the pocket. He's not. He's not.
That's why Erickson Lubin dropped him.
And he's not defensively sound as Harrison.
Fundora's about punching bags. Tim will fucking just annihilate him.
Damn, that left jab is. Oh yeah. Oh, Tim Zoo was just watching.
I think Xander would wipe Fundora off the map if they fought right away. Like,
That's another one. Fundora is just Brandon Figueroa, but taller. You got height, you got length, but you don't have the timing and the speed and the snapping your shots to use it. So what do? You sell out and you fight in the phone booth, and that's the kind of thing that works until it doesn't.
He also doesn't have a sister like Figueroa, but I digress.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Tony's about to go out.
I'll give him 2 more rounds.
He's a very fundamentally sound boxer. He's a very good boxer.
Tim Zoo definitely has a chance against Charlo, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
He does.
Nah,
I think Charlo's the favorite, but I think this fight gives me a lot more like
because but the thing is he works the body.
Like I was really worried.
Listen to me, fellas. You do not pressure Jermell Charlo. You'll end up like Brian did in the second fight.
Brian did
in the first fight. He had a lot of success though.
But you see, he learned, bro. You see what he did to Brian in the second fight. You want to pressure him
before this fight, when Charlo Zoo first got announced, I was worried because I like Tim Zoo, but I just don't know about his experience. But I think this is helpful.
I just got the Blair Cobbs Cash App. Woo!
Woo!
That's fire.
Edwin Castillo for the Blair Cobbs Cash App.
That's your Capricornian brother right there. Support you.
Jules, you're never gonna escape this one, man.
Alfred Young says, "Wait, let me read the super chats." Tim would stop guys in their tracks and gets hit less if he used his jab more. He's too strong not to jab. So, Tim shows the jab every so often. He's just not showing it here. Ray Sanders says, Tony ain't won no rounds. He just lost some 80-20 and others 5-5, 45. Yeah, I stopped scoring the fight, guys. I've got Tim sweep across the
way
board.
ahead. He's cruising. He's cruising.
Again, I'm generous. I gave him the first round.
The last 45 seconds of the 8th round, when he was going back and forth with Tim, he looked better. He looked the best he did in the fight, in my opinion.
This is not going to end well.
I'll give him 1 or 2 more rounds.
Yeah,
That's
Tony
it.
Tony Harris.
He should be ready to go by then, hopefully.
And he's eating. He's hitting back, but he's getting hit with some punches.
It's the body shots for me, bro. He's landing, at least 2 to 3 body shots every minute of the fight. He's wearing him down. And Tony Harrison
I think he's. Oh, okay. He slipped on that one. They called.
Yeah, he slipped.
That was water. I know that part, country. That was water. That was just water that was on the floor.
Yeah, they were showing a replay of that. I missed that part, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the round just
Tony
about
looks
to end.
Tired. Tony looks tired. He looks weary.
Yeah, I
think
Tony's
it's gonna be a left hook.
See that?
Yeah.
You see that?
I may stop scoring around. I might stop scoring the fight at this point.
I stopped scoring.
Yeah,
after
After the 7th round, I'm like, yeah.
Well, Steve Farhood got the same exact scorecard as I do, so.
Those jabs.
Oh.
Tony's not wearing those jabs well.
Nope, those are power jabs.
Well, these are the rounds where he falls apart.
He normally at least 2 of his 3 knockout losses were in the 9th round.
Yeah.
He's trying to fight his way off the ropes. He's trying to hold the center of the ring.
I said he had to get up to a good
Oh
start.
man, them jabs are like knocking him back.
The fact that he didn't get off to a good start is what to me was the wrap. After the fourth round, I didn't feel like this fight was Zeus.
Hey, Jules, what's your time on the clock for the round?
I got 152 on the clock.
Okay.
Shoot, I got 2 minutes and 58 seconds.
I'm at 158 for right now.
What do you think? Because I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like Tim's pretty much just wrapping it up right now. Who do you think he's going after this fight?
Charlo.
If he doesn't get Charlo, he gets the belt, and maybe he gets Magomed Kurbanov, the Russian guy.
That's good. That's a good fight. I like that fight.
The way I'm seeing because I don't think he's gonna get Charlo personally. I'm with you.
I
on
don't
that.
think he's gonna get Charlo. Like I'm not because Charlo's running. Like I don't want to say that because I like Charlo's chances in the fight, but it's just that it's hard to imagine you're gonna fight in that kind of fight after a year off, just like that. Like we'll see, bro. We'll see.
The way.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, he's hurt. He's hurt.
Oh, snaps.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
See, I'm behind, man.
Oh my God. Oh, fuck.
Come on, finish him. Finish him, Tim.
That's it. He's
Why
done.
did they let him get fucked up like that,
Yo,
dude?
Damn!
That, where's the fucking towel?
Damn! We getting teed off on.
Bruh.
They didn't call
Ref,
it.
stop this fight. What are you doing?
Referee, what do you do? Referee.
You don't want to call it.
He
don't
measured him too. Oh shit!
bro.
Down he
That's it.
went.
He's done.
Down
He's
he
done.
went.
Done. I told you, Tim Zoo, ninth round knockout.
Bro,
That
why
was
was
my
the
prediction.
bro? Why was the referee?
His ass. He doesn't even know
Yo,
where he's at.
what's wrong with that ref, bro? Like,
Bro, the referee was trying to say I must break him. Like, what the hell is this?
you gotta be like,
Okay.
Prediction stuck,
good.
y'all. 10 by late stoppage.
Yep. Hey,
Oh,
I
yeah,
called
man.
that shit.
Tim's the real thing, man. He's the real thing.
Bro, Tim's the real deal.
I've been saying it. That kid is not that kid is not no that's not no hype job, bro. That kid is the real thing, man. And it's not a lot of guys outside of Jermel that I think can beat him.
That's what I'm
Not
saying.
even-
Jermel should fight him now, man. Jermel should fight him
nice.
now because 2 fights from now, 2-3 fights from now, that's a 50-50 fight, in my opinion.
I think personally, look, Castaño, you know he gonna rebound with somebody soft because he's coming off a knockout loss, and it's been over a year since he got knocked out. So it ain't gonna be Tim right away. That is an amazing fight for this division, by the way.
Before he
By the way,
went
did y'all
down,
see how
Harrison looked like
Castano
he was
looked
out on
in
his
training
feet.
camp?
Bro, he's massive, bro. He looks like a goddamn cruiser.
Dude, I cannot believe he put on that much weight.
Yo,
He
the
looked
other thing is,
huge
how
as
do we
hell.
know he's gonna come back to 154? How do we know he doesn't go to
It's like,
middleweight?
he might just go up to 160.
He
Bro,
might.
he's 5'7" though. You know he's like 5'7", 5'8", right? Like I
Bro,
doubt
but
it.
that dude get fat as fuck between fights, my
Bro,
guy.
he's
He
from
get fat as
Argentina, bro. Like that's just how they are.
Nah, you can't. Nah, bro. I don't know. We'll see, bro. We'll see, bro.
ESPN is
Nah,
high as
but
hell.
look,
How
if
the
we
hell-
can't get that fight, if somehow we can see him fight Liam Smith, oof, good lord.
Yo, that ref. I think the ref took too long to stop the fight. Tony was clearly out on his feet. Tim, a couple of those uppercuts didn't need to land. You know that's not a good ref, bro. You shouldn't let that happen.
He looked like he was out on his feet, like 30 seconds before the fight even ended.
Hey, can I tell y'all something though? Let me
Go
tell
ahead.
y'all something. Listen, it makes no difference, but the punch that got him, it accidentally hit him in the back of the head. Now, I mean, it wasn't Zoo's fault, but he was bending down. That punch that put him in that position was that hit him in the back of the head. The shot that put him out, that had him that messed up, it hit him because he was ducking down.
But
and he
if
got
he
hit in the
didn't,
back of
That's
the
a
head.
wrong that I like when
can't say that.
It didn't make no difference anyway, but that's just that's what happened though.
Broad.
So question for the panel: do you guys think he's gonna go up against maybe Israel Madrimov, or do you think maybe like Magomed?
No, Madrimov is not in position. You know what the curse of Madrimov is? The fucking Michael Sorrow fights have no outcomes.
Yeah,
Good
They
God.
gotta do
I mean, are
another
they going to
one.
fight a third time? What's going on with that?
But I'll tell you what. If he does fight Matt, I'm telling you now, he stops Madrimov. Too messy. Too messy. No, he's too messy. The one guy that I think can beat Tim Tszyu in this division is Jermel Charlo. Other than that, Magomed Kurbanov, Liam Beefy Smith, Madrimov, even Michael Sorrow, very experienced guy. I think Tim can stop all those guys. I think he can stop Sebastian Fundora too. Like, bro, you just big. You don't use that shit for nothing.
I was high on Madrigal, but like, yo, he's falling off the map. He's like not fighting often. Like, I don't know what the deal with him is. I think he was supposed to be the next guy.
I mean, it's the Michael Sorrell fights took the air out of the tires, bro. It's like it's supposed to be an outcome. You're supposed to be a Mando by now.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, this shit just keeps fucking ending with no outcomes.
You saw Alicia screaming, throwing the towel?
I did.
That was kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie.
It was.
So damn, because
What
again, I
was
still
the
think
ref doing?
Jermel
What was
moves
the ref
up.
doing? Checking his.
Dad, I
Maybe
love
he
when
could
Americans
have
draw
destroyed
blood.
Alicia.
Hey, Edwin Castillo says Harrison flopped around like Cobb. Sorry,
Oh,
Julian.
come on,
Come
guys.
on, man. Y'all stop it. Now
Right.
that's too far. Now you're taking it too far, guys. Now I gotta back you up, Jules. I'm the one that's been pushing, busting your chops, but that's too far, though, man.
That's too far, dogs. Come on now. Nah, but on some serious shit, that ref should lose his job, and I'm not kidding.
I don't know. That was
Yeah, I
fucked.
mean, like the dude was
He was
checking his
killing him.
watch when he was supposed to be watching the fight.
Yeah, because
That ref should be fired. A lot of those punches didn't need to get in. He was out.
Yeah, because that second uppercut where his head went up in the air like that, it was over at that point.
Is the ref from Australia?
That's when the ref should have stepped in, man.
When Tony,
Hey, that's
Tony
how we
turned
roll
into the
over here,
ropes, that was
okay?
it.
Yeah, no, I
Hey,
think
no,
it's
nah.
just inexperience.
Nah, refs like that is why we have the why Subriel Matias has a body on him.
No, that's what we do to loudmouth Americans, okay?
Oh, shut up.
Wow,
They get me.
Hold on, you just said loudmouth
Mirage
Americans.
picked Harrison to win.
We can't come here and talk shit and get off easy.
Hold up, Benavides is a loudmouth American, though.
He paid the price, and I'm fine with that.
Who paid the price? Benavides ain't paid shit.
Benavides is a
No,
loudmouth.
Harrison paid the price for talking smack.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
Benavides is a
come down to
loudmouth
Australia
American.
and do
So how
that.
do you feel?
I have a question, Mirage. Who did you pick for this fight?
Hey,
That's what I'm saying. He
I'm
picked
glad to
Harrison
be wrong.
to
That's
win.
fine. I'm glad to be wrong.
Mirage
Tim
is
showed
Okay.
he's world class for the first time to me tonight. So that's awesome. You look very good.
Yeah, he for real, man. He for real, for
Yeah.
real.
I was very skeptical. Believe it or not, I am skeptical, but he proved that.
But why can't you be skeptical of Benavides who hadn't beat anybody yet?
He's whatever. He's still fought. I don't want to get into that. We don't want to ruin the mood. But he's
No, it's
obviously
actually
done,
increasing the mood.
no, he's done more than Tim. Let's be real. He's done more than Tim Zoo. So let's not compare them.
No,
Tim really
Harrison-
didn't do fuck all.
The Harrison win is
No,
better
wait a
than
minute,
any
wait a
win he
minute.
got.
I want to disagree. The only thing that I can say is that while Benavides has been a champion longer, well, he's been a champion, I should say, not even longer, but he has been a champion, unlike Tim. Tim's quality comp is better. Takeshi Inui is a solid fucking fighter. He gave Jaime Munguia fits. Dennis Hogan unofficially beat Jaime Munguia. Tim whooped his ass. Now, give me a comparable win on Benavides' resume to those wins.
David
I
Lemieux.
mean, I don't want to really.
Tyrone Davis.
David Lemieux.
Lemieux, Durrell.
No.
Tyrone Davis.
No.
All right, let's just change
Yeah,
the subject.
even
right?
I mean, I think you're giving too much credit to like Hogan and Co. Man, really? Are they,
Let's not do this again.
Nah.
Let's not do this again. Can we not do this
Yeah,
again?
let's not
Yeah.
get
We've been
into
through
this
this.
shit.
And he didn't look that
Yeah,
good
We-
against
we've been
Squash
through this.
either.
I
He
don't
didn't
want to
look
be here
good.
for
He
like
got
2 to 3
dropped.
hours. I don't want to be
We'll
I
here
was
for
argue
2
skeptical.
for 5
I was
hours,
skeptical.
man. I don't want to do
No,
that.
let's not get into this. Look, Tim won the
No.
fight. The prediction stuck. That's who I picked. I picked Tim. You know, Tim is the real thing, man. Like I've been saying, this kid's not no fucking hype job. Like he's the real thing, man.
Oh.
Hey, you think Tony's going to
You should
retire
put
now?
money on this fight, man.
Yeah, but bro, come on, behind that, come on now.
Yeah, I
Shit,
think
that
Go
was
back to
that
training
was,
Alicia. Train Alicia, man. Focus on her.
that was
for
a
real.
bad
I
knockout,
focus
bro.
on her already.
That was a bet, and really, that ref should be fired though. Like no bullshit.
Yeah,
like bro, he
true.
was out on his feet, bro. You
Bad
let him
ref was a
get in.
jackass. He was a
Bad
jackass.
knockout and bad 8 rounds before that. He was getting fucked up. Let's keep it.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
all
not
I
a
gotta
fighter.
say is, if Alicia needs someone to hold her tight because she's traumatized, I volunteer.
Now, jokes aside, I do believe Tony will be a great coach.
I believe he'll be a great coach too. That's what I think he's gonna do. I think he's gonna be one of the better coaches in the sport. But as far as boxing, nah, bro.
I think that's it. I think
He has
does
the
it.
lineage. He has the world championship experience. He already has experience as a trainer. Like, go ahead, man. Do your thing.
Honestly, Harrison and the referee should retire at the same time. Honestly, just
That's what Trackman said.
yeah, I'm with him on this. That was bad.
That was a
You know, but it was a good. It was a good showing for Tim, and This is
Who's
what
he
I mean.
calling
That
out?
look, let me say this: the Takeshi Inui fight. That's the one that really sold me. The Jeff Horn thing, that was just for marquee value, because Horn has a big name. But it was the Inui fight that showed me, no, this kid's for real, bro. Because Inui ain't that guy ain't no bitch, man. He made Jaime look crazy. He was backing him up and all that. The Hogan fight, the Gachet fight, like this kid's the real thing, man. He's the real thing.
Hey, I may have been a little biased in my ring, but I still think that Inui beat Munguia.
A lot of people.
But who the fuck is Munguia, though?
I know, but I feel like that should have been a loss on Munguia's
No, but does
resume.
it? All right, let's say this, Mirage.
Why
Doesn't
don't
that at least communicate? Doesn't that at least communicate that Tim is at least on the level or above a Munguia? I think so.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, there's a big question mark over Munguia. Yeah, for sure. Can't disagree.
And that's why I say that. Look, Munguia is not great, right? Like we all know that he's not great, but he's not a bitch either. And what I'm saying is, I think Tim is either on the level or above a Munguia. Like, no, he handling these motherfuckers, bro.
Who's these people in the comments saying Alicia's tank is suspect and she should fire Tony? What is this?
That's just, I don't know what's wrong with a lot of these people, man.
Where do they get Alicia's gas tank suspect because she punched herself out the last fight?
You know what they never say is she didn't gas out for no reason. She had a strong round. She was getting off a lot of shots. They acting like she just gassed out for no reason. But people gonna say what they gonna say, man. I ain't worried about it. As long as I'm right about the prediction, it really don't matter.
You should have put money on it because you would have put didn't you say 9th round?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no,
you got to put money on there on the prediction on 9th round. You would have got a little dough.
What they're alluding to is that she'll learn the type of habits that he has about backing up on the ropes and stuff, and that like they're afraid that that the same thing could end up happening to her. Is what they were saying.
Well, a trainer isn't supposed to make their fighter fight like them. They're supposed to take fighters who are already made, like Alicia, and just get her sharp as possible.
Right. No, I'm just explaining, a little further what was being said because but it's just someone's opinion. I mean, we can agree, disagree, whatever. It doesn't, but that's what they were trying to say, at least.
The thing is that they're let me put it to you this way. Alicia is a pure boxer. That's another indicator. Pure boxers are characteristically not prolific punchers. Why? It's because they don't have the gas tank of a pressure fighter. Pressure fighters are pressure fighters for a reason. They have the engine to maintain that pressure consistently throughout the course of the fight. Fighters fight based on an internal rhythm. You know what I mean? Pure boxers want the pace slow, economic, 1 and 2 punches at a time. That's Alicia. That's Tony. That's Lara. That was Klitschko for a time, when he got the Kronk style, 1 and 2 punches at a time, slowing down the pace. So I wouldn't say that she has a bad gas tank, though. That's the characteristic of a pure boxer.
Less than in normal days, but because the ring is small. Correct, the ring is smaller, but that still does.
Wait, is he in the Twilight Zone?
No, that wasn't me. That was Ignacio. That wasn't me. But I think he was talking to somebody else.
No, who's got the foot? That was Charlo.
Yeah, yo, it just is what it is. Tough break for Tony, but the prediction stuck. That's how I had it. Tim Tszyu knockout 9th round, man.
Hey, who did Tim try to call out, or did he call anybody out? Because I couldn't hear him.
He said he's open to fighting Jamel next, so he's got to go to America for it.
Well, yeah, but they got to pay him, man, because you know what the other thing is that in America, you don't get that crowd participation that you're going to get, but you will get the money, but that's the thing. If you're going to come to America, I hope there's some fucking money in it because this kid can draw in Australia. He's a draw out there. It's 19,000 people in attendance for that shit.
Bro, he could be like the AJ of Australia.
Hey, Jules, Trackman was wondering if isn't all the boxing rings the same size? And
No. Summer 22, summer 24. I think the biggest is 24. I think.
And is it 118 or is that? No.
Yeah, that's like a tiny fucking ring, though. You're not gonna see an 18. You're gonna see it.
You're only gonna see that when you have Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
What's the best, like reasons for using, like when they use them and stuff, because
For a fighter a fighter that likes to move on his feet versus a fighter that
Yeah,
wants
bigger
to
the
be able to
ring,
slug it out, you make it smaller.
Yeah, the bigger the ring, the more it favors the mobile fighter. It's giving him room to move around and room to work. The
Yeah,
smaller the ring,
I remember in a negotiation, I forget which one, but one of the fighters was
Saunders and Canelo.
Yeah, he was asking for a bigger ring. Oh, Plant and Benavidez. Plant was asking for a bigger ring. He got it and everything. So I guess it's decided amongst the fighters and the promoters then.
Yeah, you use an 18-foot ring for, like, if you don't want to give the guy room to move around, use an 18-foot ring. You want to have some room, 22, 24 feet around there.
Okay.
But yeah, man. I don't think Beefy beats Tim Tszyu, bro.
Hey, question, Jules.
No.
Jules.
Go ahead.
What size ring would Blair Cobb need to have?
All right, bro. I will shut this fucking live down.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm thinking.
But look, if you want my honest opinion, I really would like to see Tim Tszyu versus Liam Smith, man. I really want to see that fight.
Oh, that would be a fucking fan friendly. Is like, you can't make a better fight.
You can't
Tim
make
Tszyu
a better
wins,
fight
though.
than that, bro.
Tim Tszyu wins, though.
Yeah, he wins. Yeah, I agree with that, though. But it'll be good while it lasts. And that's a former champion. That's a former champion.
What fight is this y'all talking about?
Liam Smith, man.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
But the only thing though is like, has Tim fought someone who's gonna step to him in the same way that he steps to people?
Yeah, Takeshi Inui. You know, that's no. The thing is that Takeshi Inui is characteristically an aggressive fighter. He couldn't be an aggressive fighter with Tim because punch for punch, Tim is the better puncher and the bigger puncher. So I think that's how the Smith fight would go. I think Smith gets knocked out.
Hey, do you think that Tim and Fundura would end up fighting at all?
Maybe. The reason I say maybe is because, all right, is there any money in it? Is Fundura going to go to Australia? Probably not. Do you have enough money to bring Tim to America for the fight to where it's worth it?
No.
Probably not. So, you know.
Do you think Mel would fight Fundora first after this?
Fundura's beatable, man. Like, he's just big. He's just everybody looks at his height like he uses it. Like, he doesn't use the shit, bro. He fights like he's 5 feet tall. He's gonna fight in the fucking phone booth, bro.
He gives up his height a lot, man.
Yeah, like he's there for the punches.
Hey, somebody said Jamel will knock out Tim.
The other thing is that Jamel is, as of now, Jamel has 180 days to fight him, according to the WBO. As of now. So you're either going to fight him within the next 180 days or you're going to give up the BO. Clock starts now.
I don't know, man.
You said it's 180 days, so he should fight. He should go and get a tune-up fight and then set up that fight at the same time.
Tim might get stopped though by him. I don't know, man.
I think Jamel stops Tim. I do. I think he's the one guy I would pick right now. Yeah, he stops Tim. You can't stand in front of Jamel. You can't do that, and you can't pressure him. It's not the way you got to box Jamel.
You do that. You're doing his work for him, and it's going to make it easier.
Yeah,
See, I would feel more confident about that before this fight, to be honest.
But doesn't Tim show signs of being smart enough to be able to apply smart pressure?
I like a lot of what it did.
Jamel has a more authoritative jab and a more authoritative. Yeah. Jamel has a nice array of punches that are all authoritative, not just straight punches, hooks on the inside. He can hurt you. Remember, he stopped Castaño with a hook to the body. So
true. That's true. Because the thing is, what I saw here was Tony Harrison, like we said, Tony Harrison was jabbing to get off me, not to be authoritative. It was to only just try to fend him off.
Exactly. It wasn't a back the fuck up. It was get off me jab. It was a get off me jab. Please get off me.
What's the status of Carlo's injury? Is he healed up? Is he healed up yet or not?
I mean, I don't see a cast. You know, it was supposed to be a hand injury.
He had a cast on for a little bit, but I think that was 3 months ago. He should be starting to train again now.
I'm not holding my breath. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I just have a feeling that, you know what? Maybe he moves up. And I don't think he's ducking Tim either. If he moves up, I wouldn't call it that because I actually think he beats Tim. So,
If you say you got 180 days now.
Yep, that's what the
So
BO
if that's
said.
6 months, if he got 6 months, then he could do a tune-up and then set up the fight. He could be able.
Yeah, but I don't
They
think
can
the
fight
BO.
at the end of
I
the
don't
year.
think the BO is going to give him the wiggle room to do the tune-up. Tim has to be next.
I mean, what if he makes an arrangement for a tuna fight and signs with Tim right back to have him back to back already lined up? If they might let him do that if he has it lined up.
I don't, like I said, I don't know. I feel like for Jermel, the situation is Tim has to be next. That's kind of what it looks like. Like
Or he has to give up, or that one of those belts are going to be gone.
Yes, and
Well, you know
remember, the other thing is he's got a fucking mandatory by way of the IBF. He's been the mandatory for that belt even before Jermel had. So that's kind of what makes me. That's kind of what makes me wonder: is he really going to stay at this weight?
You know what? That's kind of interesting, though. I mean, that's possible, but wouldn't this be actually intriguing? That is, he let Tim Tszyu gets the belt, get a warm up, and then they fight again for the undisputed. That make him 2-time undisputed in the same weight class, and then he can move up. That might actually it makes the fight have even more meaning.
Yeah, but what does he fucking need a tune up for? He's supposed to be an elite fighter. It's only 1 year out.
Yeah, but he had an injury, though. He had an injury. I mean,
Okay.
like
You test the injuries in the gym. It's spa.
It wouldn't be a big deal if the guys were fighting more per year. If they was fighting 2 times a year on a regular, it wouldn't be a big deal. But because they're so inactive, it becomes a bigger deal. Him fighting a tune-up fight before going into this fight. If he was a more active fighter and was always fighting 2 times a year, I don't think it would be a big deal. But because of PBC's history with their fighters having so much inactivity, it becomes an issue.
Yeah, shout out to Tim's promoter, by the way, because they've been moving him brilliantly. Like
They have, man. They've done a great job with that kid. They got a great kid to work with. That's the other thing. That look at Virgil Hunter. Everybody thought Virgil Hunter was this great fucking trainer because he trained Andre Ward. Well, that Tony Yoka shit, man. Shit.
That Tony Superbad Yoka. And bro, look at his other fighter. Fucking Buatsi turned down a bunch of money to fight Bivol. Like,
bro, over $1 million. Here's a perspective, guys. The purse he was offered is in the same neighborhood as what Artur Beterbiev makes for a fight.
Ooh.
Wow. Well, because he knows he's going to lose that fight. So do we. So
yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
He knows to lose. That's the guaranteed L he's taking if he fights Bivol. Come on now, we all know that.
Exactly what it is. Like he knows that. Yeah, you get over $1 million, but you get beat. You're gonna.
Yeah.
You're
then it's back to square one for you after that. So
yeah.
I'm upset about the politics of boxing hurting the chance of Bivol and Beterbiev fighting each other.
Good fight though, good showing, good knockout. That's definitely going in the highlight reel. I'm looking.
Oh yes, please.
Also, Errol Spence lost another bet, another 10K.
What?
Yeah, he put 10 racks on Tony.
Here's a hot take.
Oh shit.
Here's a hot take. Tim beats Errol.
I don't think that's a hot take.
Errol is not that guy. I'm telling y'all, Errol is not what they've been telling y'all he is. He's not that guy.
Like the guy that they think he is at 147, he's definitely not going to be that guy at 154.
Hell no.
I can tell y'all that.
Hell no.
And that's not really that much of a hot take unless you're like a super welterweight division fan or an Errol dick rider. Like it's really not out of the realm of possibility that Tim stops him.
No, Errol's not that guy, bro. Like he's not. He'll get hit with them shots from Tim. He will go out. He will go out. Promise you that. Errol's not that guy. Now I'm gonna go watch Waco. With my guy General Zod and Mullet Jesus.
Yeah. By the way, Jules, before you go, is Ben Davidson a great trainer?
No, but Blair Cobbs is.
I agree.
Coming soon.